Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Can't even finish this shit.
Welcome back to the Zyori Podcast. We're here with episode number 42, live from the High Ground Studio. Oh, wait, no, that's my bedroom.
This
that's
is
my
your
bed.
bedroom, dude.
That's my bad. That's my bedroom. Doubling as the High Ground Studio. What's up, guys? It's been 2 weeks since we've had a Zyori Podcast. This one's special for two reasons. One, we're live streaming it. Two, I got a person here.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? Conrad, what's going on, man?
Doing well. My name's...
Why don't you tell the people what you do? Why are you you? What makes Conrad Conrad?
I'm just so me, dude.
You're just so me. That's so Conrad.
Yeah. No, my name's Conrad Jensen. I go by the alias Quantum Pope. I work with Evil Geniuses, D2L. I work with a lot of that good game agency type stuff. I mainly focus on live streaming, and my... I don't really have like a job description, but I'd say live producer is sort of my thing. So somebody like roll in. Yeah, I kind of do a lot of things. Follow a lot of esports. I follow not just Dota, many other games as well. So
I saw him watching LCS this morning. Come downstairs. He's lounging on our couch with LCS on.
I have to watch Alliance, dude.
I feel you. Team, I feel you. I mean, you know.
So thank you very much for having me on the show, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you're here, man. I've been trying to get Mott on. First it was Greg.
Dude,
and
I'm number 42?
Number 42?
Dude, that's the meaning of life, dude.
It is? Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Now we have something to talk about.
Yeah, number 42. So this podcast is going to be all over the place. It's been 2 weeks since I did one. The NA Hub has been in full force, and that's been distracting me, I'll be honest. Yeah. We're basically podcasting on BTS3 for hours on end.
Yeah, I mean, that is like the life, though. I love that stream. I'm on that stream quite a bit.
That's Conrad's home, yeah.
I mean, whenever I'm not live producing, which doesn't seem to be a lot here, by the way, so... no, I do enjoy doing it, and I'm really happy being here. So
yeah, dude, it's been a blast. I feel kind of the same way. I've been underutilized isn't the right word, but there's more popular talent here. So you know, people like Aaron and your LDs, your Suns fans, Cinderins, them getting a little more FaceTime, but it's cool. It's been fun to work with all the guys.
It's great. I mean, having all these people sort of come together, all these sort of mostly North American organizations. I think we're actually all North American organizations. Yeah, and I was actually really enjoying it, just through, I guess, all these people I've talked to online, I've seen online. Like, I mean, Suns fan Syndrome probably didn't even know who I was before this, and now like we're kind of getting to interact and having some fun, and it's been good times. Yeah,
Suns fan's fun. He's popular, man. He's got like 15,000 Twitter followers. He's about to break 15K.
Get on his level, dude.
Damn. Get on his level. Damn, look at this guy. Suns fan really cracks me up, though.
No, dude, I mean, well, if you've seen the top 5 fails, like, that is actually amazing stuff. I know some of you more hardcore Dota fans may not enjoy it, but I fucking laugh every time Neil... I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, hell yeah,
okay,
dude.
Perfect.
Fuck it up.
When Neil and Shannon go on, like, just talking about plays, I'm like, that was definitely me in one of those games.
Yeah, doing the dedicated obs for Suns fan and Syndrin is legit hard because they just straight crack me up. There are times where I just want to take my hands off the keyboard and go, "Oh, what did he just say?"
Yeah, definitely. The longer the game gets, the more more wild it gets.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but no, it's been fun. The dedicated obs has been interesting for me. This is the first time I've ever used it, and I have to say, as one who's been victim to criticisms. That's the word.
You've been criticized.
I've been criticized for my shoddy camera work, rightfully so. I was a believer in the dedicated obs for a while, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm really a believer anymore.
I mean, well, typically you want at least your analyst having a separate camera. Last night we had an issue with getting the guys into the game because it was scheduled for 20 minutes later for the last game last night, DT versus LGD CDEC. Yeah. And I was actually obsing that game.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to make sure... You got a problem with my obs, dude?
I don't know. Is your obs legit?
It's amazing.
It's legit.
Perfect. Legit got praised. Legit got praised by multiple pro players, dude.
Damn.
Multiple pro players.
Fuck, I gotta get on the Conrad level.
Slurp. So, just wanted to say, I do think the dedicated obs is good, but you definitely want your analyst to be able to pull up whatever stats that they want instantaneously.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
it's weird. I mean, there was a while where I felt like I was a pretty firm believer that it's just too much. It's too much for one person to like try to do play-by-play, sort of analyze what's happening on the screen, and then also like make sure you're capturing everything on the map. But I don't know, man. I feel like there's just a level of you just get used to it. And now I find myself watching the other person's camera, and even if they're capturing the right action, I still want to see cooldowns. You know, I want to see like, does Doom still have his ultimate? Did Puck use Dream Coil? And that's where it actually bothers me.
I mean, the biggest thing I noticed with it is that play-by-play casters are really able to say what is on the screen at all times. And that was a big issue, I think. Like, just dealing with a lot of other casters, you know. when they're able to show certain things on the screen and so you see something in the bottom of the mini map. Like me as a producer, I can't say anything. Like I'm like,
right,
and like they're able to. I don't actually do that noise, by the way,
Aaron.
But like and I'm looking at the mini map and I see there's a gank going on, but he's talking about what's happening right in front of him because that's what he's supposed to do. He's a play-by-play caster. He talks about what's in front of him, and so if he's not looking at the mini map, which is really hard to do sometimes when you're trying to describe, say, a certain ability, certain timings that are happening, I see that being an issue. And so when you have a dedicated observer, you just go, I'm moving up here. Look at this. And sometimes it's really difficult, but I think in certain games you're able to, careful, like at least an observer, because you're not saying anything, you're just focusing on making sure the camera's smooth, making sure you're in the right place at the right time. I think I'm personally a big fan of dedicated obs.
Yeah, I mean there are definitely times where it's like a hybrid thing. There are times where as a play-by-play caster you just tunnel vision. You could have been looking at the mini map and you get lazy for 10 seconds and you miss some shit that breaks out. But there are other times where you're legit, like, you can't call play-by-play if you're not looking at the screen. You can't call out what's happening if you're staring at the mini-map. And that's when for me, those are the kind of kills that I miss when I'm just like, I don't think I could have done better there. It's one or the other. I either talk about what's happening or I look at the mini-map and let the other person talk.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can't do both.
And especially in a lot of situations where you're not in a big studio, you're just either you're solo casting or you're casting with some of your friends. So maybe something more like the High Ground TV guys. Like, they just don't have the ability to have another, observer, right? Like it's too many people. They don't live together. Most people don't even live together that cast together. Yeah. So like they're very unique situations that allows for. But on a typical basis, I'd say that's almost impossible.
Yeah, that's true. The financial part is really the biggest bottleneck for BTS, because people have said that to us. Why don't you guys have a dedicated ops? You have the manpower, and it's like, not really. We have so much content. We have people on different schedules. We can't spare another person to stay up all night spectating WPC. It just becomes an efficiency thing. At some point.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where you have to balance out quality versus cost versus it's like quick, fast, and easy. And it's always the thing is pick two.
Yeah.
You can't always get what you want necessarily, but
you gotta make it work.
Yeah, you gotta make it work. I know somebody was just mentioning you should use the Dota camera distance values. Unfortunately, you're unable to use that within Dota TV as a broadcaster. That is disabled, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think
I've done some research into the ups and stuff.
So. Why is that? Is there potential that you could see more and it's
and then
potential cheating type stuff?
It comes into like SV1 sheets kind of thing for
right.
I don't actually know what it is in Dota, I'm going to be honest with you, but
I don't know.
I know you can do that in Dota TV with the delay, but you can't do it as a broadcaster. So a lot of things actually disabled for that.
Okay, yeah, that's what it's always funny when I see somebody, why don't you just use the directed camera, idiot? Because that's only accessible in Dota TV, idiot. You can't
I would
do
love
that
to use directed camera to be like, except you're actually the only way directed camera actually works is it's actually behind the action. So specifically, that's why Dota TV allows for a minimum of 10 seconds delay, or 2 minutes, or 5 minutes.
Right.
Without that 10 seconds, directed camera actually doesn't work because it's not able to pull the values from the game.
With the League of Legends directed camera, can you use that in a live broadcast? I feel like you can.
I feel like you can, but that's also a delay.
So, but okay, they have a built-in.
They have a built-in.
Oh yeah, you have that whatever, the delay catch up after the draft,
yes,
right? In every
exactly.
game.
About a 2-minute delay, same thing.
Okay.
That's kind of how it is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the directing cam is pretty cool, though. I don't know. The Dota one, the thing I don't like about it is it doesn't factor in spoilers. Like,
I was just about to say it, like, you're going in for a kill. Oh, man, he's going to get it.
It knows, man. Yeah,
or,
just like,
or
is he going to die? And it just, like, cuts away when he's at half health.
The second thing that actually really bothers me is the buybacks. It always goes back and does the buyback. It's
shows
like the most intense fight possible. And then it's like, bloop. It goes up to the top, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the fight, and the fight's already over.
Yeah, the best one was that level 1 Roche, where Roche is at like 30%, and then it just cuts to the Enchantress outside of the Radiant Ancients, literally just standing there, just flipping her little weapon around, just like, it's like,
yeah.
I know Roche isn't dead yet, but Enchantress is doing nothing. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why you Enchantress? Why you Sproink?
Why you Sproink?
Why you Sproink?
Why you Sproink?
Horny dedicated obs, man. Oh god. But it's pretty nice though. It's fun. I think it's appropriate for an event like this. Having another person.
I think especially with we have like the talent pool, a lot of knowledgeable people. I think it's totally fine for this sort of thing to happen. there's lots of people who know the game. I think everybody here knows the game at a decently high level. So
yeah, for sure. And
at
I
least
also
follows it quite a bit.
I'm also glad that I've gotten the chance to do some dedicated obs, because when I was under like big flamethrowers for my failed camera work, especially that Alliance Cloud9 game, which was the big like, oh my god, kill yourself ball sniffer. That was a sad day. Man.
The internet's terrible, man.
Dude, 2 Reddit threads on the front page, both with like 250 plus comments, all just about my balls and how terrible I am at everything. That's just an overreaction, man. I mean, yeah, I whiffed the camera. Yeah, I needed a slap in the face to really step up my game, but
yeah, I mean,
that was a little intense.
I guess something maybe like one thing I've noticed is that the internet community does not forgive ever. It just seems to be, I don't know, a little frustrating to me. Maybe that's just my take on it. I've seen a lot of people who've done a lot of good work, and I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I can imagine if myself back at 18 years old, like I might have never come to esports. If like certain things happened and certain things went through where I wasn't given a second chance. So
right,
that's all I have to say about that subject. Maybe that's just me.
But it was nice for me just as an internal dialogue, because one of my defenses was, guys, it's hard to do both. Doing just camera or doing just commentary is a lot easier than trying to do both. But I never really put it to the test. It was just one of those in my head. I'm like, I think I could do pretty much flawless camera if I wasn't casting. And of the dedicated obs I've done, I haven't missed too many kills.
I haven't missed a single kill in my obs. No,
fuck you.
No brags here.
The only ones that I've missed have been the really bursty. Like there were a couple. I think I missed 2 that were off of like Mirana arrows that were just kind of like the.
Guess you should have watched the arrows, dude.
I know. I gotta watch the Mirana. I gotta get in the habit every time I see Mirana, just follow that bitch around, because she's just nailing arrows left and right.
Mirana, like look at the picks in this tournament. Jeez,
seriously, she's in every game
except for C. No C games. Was she even played? Wow, what a joke. Never got banned either. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. So, but it's been fun. I'm glad I got to test my skills. I got a little mini confident boost. It's all about those confidence boosts, man.
Yeah, always try and take the good and just.
I look for any opportunity to pat myself on the back.
You shouldn't pat yourself on the back. You should always be striving for better. Don't pat yourself on the back, dude. What you want to do is make sure that you're always striving to do better, and that's I think important for anybody.
Can't you do both? Can I pat myself on the back by saying that's good, but there's room for?
Well, I mean that's my mentality. I'm not necessarily like.
So you're not into back patting?
No, I fucking hate it when somebody like congratulates me. I'm like, literally fuck off, and then
literally fuck off.
Just fuck off, and then I go do my work.
There's not enough positivity in my life, man. I like it when people send me nice messages.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I like to let my work do the talking, and nobody has to say, you did a good job, and then. I'm kind of a weird person.
I feel you. It's not that I need like people to tell me that I'm amazing and I have confidence issues. It's just more that like every day there's an almost overwhelming amount of negativity just between Twitch chat and Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else. It's just like, even if it's not just about me, just in general, people bitching about the stretch goals are ass, all these casters are idiots, who's this fat Jewish cunt, everyone's all pissed off yelling at each other. And,
that's one thing I've realized with the internet is like everybody has an opinion, and it's usually the negative opinion, that always kind of comes through, and that's definitely what bothers me. Wow, we just clicked on this Febreze picture. I can't even. I mean, you got to keep fresh, But like one thing, at least maybe that I sort of think about is like just do is the best job that you possibly can. Other than if you don't do that, you're not.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it. If you're not trying to do your best and you're still getting hated on, maybe sometimes you got to just sit down and look at what's wrong. But I also don't look at necessarily the general mass. Like especially with Reddit, NA Hub versus EU Hub, how dare you, right? And it's like
nice couch stream, idiots.
And it's just like we're not trying to fight, and I don't think there was any people created drama where there wasn't even any drama. I think that's what bothers me is that. Esports itself, I'm the biggest fiender of drama. I fucking love drama. I'm not even gonna lie. But in the end, fabricated drama is poor drama. But say Azubu not paying. Oh no, it's not Azubu. Sorry, ESGN not paying their employees. Azubu pays their employees. I know this, but ESGN not paying their employees. I'm just eating that. I'm eating that drama up, man. I love that stuff. But I just don't like the same comments over and over, because people are really trying to improve themselves. So. Dedicated obs, good in my opinion. I think
it's the future.
I think it's the future once everybody.
Will there be dedicated obs at TI4? You think grand finals? You think there will be dedicated obs?
If it's not me, I'm going to be very disappointed. I hope so. Actually, in certain situations, I believe that both casters should be able to control their stuff with a third
person,
monitor.
yeah.
No, with a third monitor. So like, say this is this screen here will be like say LD. This screen will be whoever else, and then there's a third screen you can look at with dedicated odds. But they're able to ping them. So there's a thing called a tally. This is good production stuff here.
All right, that's cool, man.
There's a thing called a tally where it's a red light and it shows what's actually being shown on the screen. So another thing I'd love to see is actually a delayed, like a 10-second delay. So I know you miss out on, say, like the team winning, you miss out on that exact thing, but you're going to find out probably 10 seconds before they're going to win.
I mean, nobody notices a 10-second
exactly, but you're able to not miss anything.
Right.
So you see a kill, then everything's delayed by 10 seconds, you're able to know where to go.
Oh, yeah.
They used to do that in Counter-Strike, and
I like that.
But that's just sort of me.
I like that. That's one of those things that I feel like people would really like, but if they didn't know about it. Like, if they just did that and people weren't missing because they'd be like, damn, that's awesome, perfect camera work, but I feel like there's a lot of untapped flame with just like, oh, you idiot, you got to cheat to do perfect camera.
Oh, somebody will always find something wrong with something. Like, I mean, I don't know. People just...
Dude, that's prime ammunition for the Reddit haters,
dude,
man.
Get on my level, man.
Sexy Money is going to be loading up that machine gun.
Dude, that guy's an EG... guy runs the EG flare. He's obviously a big fan.
It's true. He does rock the EG flare. I don't know what that means.
I have no clue.
Is he one of your buddies, IRL?
I wish.
One of those Van City boys?
No Van City boys. Shout out to them. I should have been wearing my Van City hoodie, or not hoodie, but sweatshirt for this.
Every time I think of Van City, I think of that song Rack City, but except in my head, I just try to think of funny Canadian lyrics, like Van City, bitch, Van City, bitch.
Yeah,
I haven't come up with any more lyrics after that.
Shout out to all the Vancouver Dota players, Owie,
represent,
Arteezy, Way 2,
all y'all, Trout,
Solus.
Trout,
yeah. Is he Dota? Is he Han? No, he's Dota.
He's something.
He's totally Dota.
He's a dude.
Shout out to Trout. I love you, dude. Thanks for casting the D12 Western Challenge.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, Trout's a cool guy. I haven't seen Trout in a while.
Yeah, well, he went to Korea for a little bit. I don't know if you knew that.
Did he?
Yeah.
For business or pleasure?
No, he played on MVP.
How did I miss that?
Apparently people missed this.
When did that happen?
Just before Western Challenge. So he was actually in Korea casting the Western Challenge from Korea.
How did
everybody not know about this?
What were like the dates? Like what month was it?
I don't know. Like when the Western Challenge started? I don't know. April, May. No, April.
Western Challenge Liquid. Let's see here. What do we got? This one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
so he was in Korea.
Okay, so it was April. End date to be determined.
May. Yeah, we're about to release our playoff stuff. So.
Okay. Oh, the group stage is done, but playoffs didn't start. Okay.
Look at that EG Empire 1-2, and shout out to Rox.
Damn, Liquid.
Oh, Rox has to play Liquid, and they're both in the bottom too. Whoever wins or loses that match will advance.
Well, shit, getting spicy. Oh
nice.
Yeah, Pingy.
Yes. Yeah, Pingy, great Russian caster. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I always wish I could understand what they were saying.
It's because this voice.
We got the voice.
What is this, gay prawn? Sorry, I definitely like to feed on the Twitch chat.
Speaking of gay prawns, let's talk about Jon Oliver a little bit.
Okay, so I heard a little bit about this. Can you give me a little bit?
Okay, so come on, y'all. Jon Oliver, I talked about it in the last podcast I did 2 weeks ago. He has that new show on HBO last week tonight. It's kind of like a Daily Show-esque, but less Jon Stewart, more Jon Oliver.
Once a week, or is it
it's once a week?
Okay, yeah, so that's why it's last week tonight.
It's like it's more inclusive. But what I like about it is there's no commercials. So it's like the Daily Show is like very clearly, it's sort of like in the studio, it's very clearly broken up by, okay, we have this first segment, we'll take a 5-minute break, run some commercials, and come back. Daily Show does the exact same thing. It's like boom, 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 and usually the third segment is an interview. This show is a little more flexible, and it's just like straight through, so it has a different feel to it, but HBO has a very lax nudity policy. We've all seen Real Sex. Come on, you're lying to yourself. You really have?
I have never seen Real Sex.
Are you not an HBO person?
I mean,
Real Sex is incrable.
I mean,
it's like
I
a
watch
90s...
Game of Thrones.
Jesus, dude.
Wait, what?
Okay, let's look at Real Sex on Wikipedia.
All right, I'm about to get... Do you sure you want to leave that in your search bar, dude?
It's my computer. What's somebody gonna come in here and be like, oh, you were looking at porn on your computer?
Real Sex is a documentary television series broadcast on and a production of HBO.
Yeah.
As it implies, Real Sex is a sexually explicit magazine which explores 90s sex 90s style.
Real Sex 90s.
I don't understand what this really means. But, okay. So I guess how does
it's basically
how
like
to strip for your man. So essentially, it's like a
porn variety show. It's like think David Letterman but with porn. Now that's a terrible analogy. It's nothing like that.
I never want to see any David Letterman porn, please.
There's no David Letterman dick in this show.
Okay.
It's just it's like an hour long, and there's like different segments where they just go and like film stuff for like weird sexual things. So like there's one where they like look at like a simulated computer sex program. They go to like sex festivals. It's just like weird sex culture, like kind of subculture type stuff. And it's like it's tasteful. It's not straight porn. It's not like just people fucking.
I feel like I mean it's like
they interview porn people, and like there are people you could snap your carrot to it if you wanted to, but it's not like going on Pornhub and just like checking out the
I got a feeling like you're not seeing a lot of dick in this show. It seems pretty. I'm just looking through like these lists.
There's an okay amount of dick. I mean I see
a lot of female masturbation.
I mean there's a lot of
beauty pageants for females, lesbian themes.
It's still clit tricks. Swinger stock.
Where's the dick tricks, dude?
There might be a dick tricks episode. Well, I haven't seen every episode. I'm not a connoisseur of real sex.
Okay, you sounded like you knew a lot about it.
It's a good show. It's a good show, man.
I mean,
so Real Sex is the first porn I ever watched because it was on HBO. It was before I realized that I could type.
I didn't have cable even growing up, dude. Plus, I'm Canadian. Remember?
Oh yeah. Can you get HBO in Canada?
We can get HBO in Canada. It's actually probably even easier than here. But long story short, my I've never seen Real Sex. My extent of sex on HBO is pretty much Game of Thrones.
Okay.
A little bit of True Detective on HBO. Yeah.
True Detective.
Yeah, a little bit of True Detective.
Yeah, a little bit of
there's some sex.
A little bit of knocking boots. Yeah. They get to
There's some really good moments in that show.
Yeah, dude. I actually
know
really
what I'm talking about.
I really liked the first season of True Detective. Actually, I thought it was
True Detective's great.
It's good stuff. So anyway, I like it's just a good. I don't know. That was my sampling into pornography was Real Sex. So it has a special place in my heart.
So Jon Oliver had so you're talking about like
so HBO has a really lax nudity policy. Yes. It's cool, man. HBO digs on the human body. So the first 3 episodes I think of Last Week Tonight were just pretty normal, and then I think it was the 4th episode where. What was the bit? I watched it too long ago. Now I can't remember. But it was like massive dick pics. Like just straight up like dude, penis, full screen, 10 seconds. Not just like somebody walks. Someone's got no trousers on and he just runs by like Jackass style. It's like it was like Bruno style. You ever see that movie?
No, I actually haven't. But it's like a zoom in, like a slow zoom.
Yeah.
Just into the dick
Jon Oliver dick. Let's see what comes.
Wow, is it his dick?
I don't think it was his. No, I can't.
Oh, he attacked somebody's wrinkly penis.
Yeah, that's obviously what it was. It was they did fake political ads where they were in Kentucky. They looked at the state where it has the most like money spent on advertising for campaigns.
Gotcha.
And it was Kentucky, so they're looking at him. There's all these attack ads, and there's this lady was running, and she was kind of making fun of Mitch McConnell, I guess. And so
they did some dick pics.
They did a whole thing about like insulting his small wrinkly penis, and they showed this picture.
Wow, that's kind of offensive. What if he has a regular sized wrinkly penis?
Well, then they.
That's an attack ad, I guess.
Here, let's see. Then.
I don't. I'm not an expert on it.
Oh no!
Random
all this
commercial.
Music. I think we can probably pull it up here. I found it.
I don't know. Do I really want to pull up like a dick?
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
See, look at that. Dude.
I really didn't need to see this.
But it's not over yet. They keep going back to it. They show it over and over.
I was asked to come on this podcast. I was not.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
The last thing, definitely the last thing I expected to see was a very wrinkly dick in my face.
That's my bad, guys. That's my bad. I took this too far.
It's pretty entertaining. No,
so anyway, I like it for 2 reasons. One, I like that Jon Oliver went there.
Yeah.
I like that they used like that HBO like lax policy. But what I really like is that they wanted to show nudity and they didn't do the normal ass and titties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get so tired. I mean, I love me some asses and I love me some titties.
I just want to quote, I get tired of ass and titties.
Listen,
Zyori 2014 here. Like, how is this even possible, guys?
I love ass and titties as much as the next guy, but I fucking hate it when you see those PG-13 movies and it's just like, oh, you're gonna get to see a nipple. I'm like, man, what's with that level of, it's like a sexist thing, It's like, how come movies, if they have to pick and they're just like, we don't really want to show any movie that shows both naked girls and naked guys. I'm like, no, that's a movie that I like. I like what they're doing.
You like seeing the frontal?
I just like the equality, man. I like that it's okay for a dude to show his dick and it's not just like, ew, that's gross.
Yeah, but usually most females aren't even showing frontal as well.
Not usually, but sometimes.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I mean...
You mean it's like a level of frontal, it's like the next level of nudity?
Like frontal is like, we're getting to R ratings here.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So like...
Stanley Kubrick style.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not getting frontal in like the average show,
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
So, like, you know, obviously the breasts, like, they're gonna be out, and that's the thing is that females
Flipping and flopping.
Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of size we're talking here, but yeah, they could be flipping and flopping. But like, what I'm saying is that, you know, females technically have one more level of nudity to men, where it's more socially accepted. I mean, especially in Europe, like, breasts are often shown on television, and
that's true.
But then the buttocks is definitely shown from both genders. You can't.
That's true. That's true. Now that is equal. That is equality.
There's a buttocks equality here. So so that's what I'm saying is I don't know about the frontal necessarily, because you never see like a woman's lower half usually.
That's true. You don't see vag very often.
So that's what I'm getting at here. Like,
I feel you.
Maybe you get a little toned down because you're watching too much Game of Thrones.
I feel you.
You know, I'm watching quite a bit of that show, and it's like, well,
there's definitely vag in that show.
There's a lot here.
I saw Khaleesi's vag once.
There's dick too.
Yeah, I know. I like it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like HBO. It's equal. They show both sides.
They really try to be equally opportunist with
exactly.
Of all the things to be equal opportunist about.
Yeah, but I really like it. I feel like this is a good platform for Jon Oliver. Like,
okay.
I mean, I don't follow his stand up that well. Like, I don't know.
His really? I mean, did you see a lot of his segments when he was on the Daily Show?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
it's fantastic. And
yeah,
he did
I like him. I've never actually sat down and watched like a full stand up.
I don't think I've seen his stand up, but I liked him a lot on Community as well. Like, just like a very British fuck, I guess, and that's okay. I like that.
I always liked Jon Oliver, but I really liked him when he stood in for Jon Stewart when he was filming his movie. I thought he kind of nailed it. I like that it showed sort of a level of humility to that role. Like, Jon Stewart makes that shit look easy, and Jon Oliver was good, but there were still times where he like flubbed up or like he would laugh at his own jokes and stuff.
I mean, you know, Colbert was kind of the same thing too. Yeah. You know, like,
I'm not as keen on Colbert though. Actually, I don't really like his shtick, if you will.
What? Man, that is the least American thing you could have told me, dude.
Really?
I mean, Colbert is the most American person I know.
It's true. Yeah,
so you're actually the least American. Wow, this guy.
It's just too much. It's too like it's too it's like
you really
too
take
satirical.
it too seriously?
Well, no, I mean, I get that it's all a joke, but it's just too much. Like, it just like it's like The Simpsons, right? I get flamed for this sometimes, but like The Simpsons is one of those shows where I watch it and in my head I say, "Oh, that's funny," but I never laugh out loud.
Like the nose, like the air through your nose passes through.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's too like the one where the teachers lose their textbooks and then they like don't know how to teach anymore. It's like, oh yeah, that's ironically funny, but. Like, come on, man! I didn't laugh out loud. Like, well done.
I mean, they're more of a witty show. They don't think they're like a laugh out loud show. They're not trying to get you those dumb laughs. They're actually like, I think some.
Don't call my laughs dumb, okay? Are you saying the Daily Show is dumb laughs? Because that like the Office and the Daily Show literally make me laugh out loud.
Office is actually
dumb. The Office is dumb. Okay, fair enough. Bad example.
Daily Show is pretty entertaining for multiple reasons outside of just, you know, like the satire is perfect. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, folks.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough American television necessarily. So
I was just never that. Maybe I'm just still salty because I didn't realize how trolly Colbert was at first. Like,
yeah, you actually take him seriously
at first. Like, right when he got his show, I didn't get it. I totally didn't get it. I was like, all right, this guy blows. So maybe I'm still just like salty from that. I mean, I've watched it since I got it, but
no, yeah, Jon Oliver is a pretty cool dude. I like his stuff.
Yeah,
I like his stuff a lot. Now, the one thing I did see was the palm thing. It was on Reddit. Oh, and that's what I saw. And
that was really
like
good.
He's. They give me a crate of the stuff and literally telling me to shove it off my ass. Like, that's amazing. Like, I eat, that's dumb laughs, and I eat that shit up.
Yeah,
so.
They've had some good bits so far. I watched the last episode before I fell asleep, and they had a really good bit in the last one, but now I can't remember what it is. It's worth watching, though. If you have HBO Go or access to an HBO. Last week tonight, it's on at Sundays. I highly recommend it. It's good. I will
definitely check it out. AKA, I'll watch Game of Thrones instead.
Son of a bitch. Dude, Game of Thrones is good shit, though.
You know, I haven't seen this week's episode. No spoilers, please.
No spoilerino?
No spoilerino and chatterino.
Chatterino, all right.
Yeah, no, I definitely been enjoying the show, and but it's funny because, like, you know, I feel like I'm not watching enough television anymore. I've definitely seemed to be like, just, I don't know, I fiend a lot of streams, so I end up watching a lot of players on Twitch and like Dota, and then like just anywhere. I don't know. That just seems to be my go-to these days. You know, I bought Twitch Turbo. I'm totally cool with it. I think it's worth it for me, at least. You know, like no commercials, none of that. And I just end up watching a lot more streams these days. What about yourself?
Same. Well, I came from, before I moved out here, I lived with my parents, so we had like cable or whatever. We had Comcast, so
yeah,
I was like kind of spoiled in that I didn't really pay for the TV, so I watched a lot of cable just because it was there. I like having something on in the background, whether it's music or a stream, or I just like that ambient sound. It just
something going
makes me feel less lonely.
Yeah, like I'm rooming with Aaron at the hotel room, and he likes leaving like sports on, before he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Where I would typically leave like a stream on or something, some late night Korean.
Just that ambient
stuff,
sound, basically. It doesn't even really matter what it is.
Yeah, something like that's like kind of nice.
Yeah, and we don't have cable here. We don't have nobody.
I mean, do you need it?
No, exactly. That's
everybody's got Netflix these days.
We talked about it, and everybody was just like, "Do you want to pay for it?" No, I don't really want to pay for it. I was like, "Are we ever going to watch it?"
It's like,
no.
Dude, today you could connect your cable to your landline, which we're all totally using, by the way. Said nobody ever. Like, I mean, that's just me. So
it was nice though. I had a moment when I moved here where I realized I was a little bit addicted to TV. Where like 3 days after not having cable, like just in my room, all I can watch is streams and stuff.
What about HBO, like Netflix and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I have that stuff, but it's just different. It's more specific. When you don't just go on Netflix and just turn it on and mindlessly stare. The TV, I could literally just turn it on and be like, oh, turn on TNT and just mindlessly just absorb the bullshit they're sending my way. And it wasn't that maybe addicted is a strong word, but
like a Mission Impossible like marathon or something.
Yeah,
like that,
you just like
that up.
You just get so used to that mindless feed of information. Like I don't care about what I'm watching right now. I'm just absorbing it for the sake of like I'm just used to sitting down and turning on my TV.
Yeah, I got you.
So it was nice. Now I watch less, but I feel like what I do watch is more
quality.
It's more quality.
You're watching like the good shows.
I watch and I actually watch it when I watch it. I don't just turn on the TV and stare at it.
You're actually trying to like absorb what's actually going on, enjoying the show itself.
So I watch a lot of Netflix. I've been watching House on Netflix. I watch a lot of HBO.
Did you watch House when it came out though?
Oh yeah, I did. I've seen it.
So like, why are you rewatching?
I like to rewatch things.
I'm not a rewatcher.
Oh, dude, I'm a huge. I've seen the whole series of The Office at least like 4 times, and I'm probably gonna watch it again before I die. Maybe twice more. It's so fucking good. It still makes me laugh. Even I know the jokes are coming. I know what's happening. I know the storyline, but it's awesome, dude. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest fan of The Office. There's some really good moments. I think I'm about to get kicked off this show.
No. See, I can empathize. I hated The Office for a long time. I'm really weird when it comes to shows where I literally watched the first season of The Office. It's like 6 episodes, like a mini season. I watched it 3 times before I moved on to the second season.
Okay.
And every time I say that, people are just like, so let me get this straight. You watched a show, and you were like, oh, this is pretty bad, but I'm going to try the next episode. And you did that 6 times.
I did that with Parks and Rec, and that was okay. The first season of Parks and Rec is actually legit terrible, in my opinion. And then, like, the second season, I just started laughing again. And I was like, this is amazing. So maybe, like they actually, like, I don't know if they got new writers or something, but like the show drastically improved. And then they kicked off that guy off the show, and that was even better. So
see, I'm like halfway through Parks and Recs right now, and I can't help but think it's a shittier version of The Office.
Well, The Office is just shitty. So you're like saying if they're dumpster tier The Office, or like,
come on,
dude, The Office is like okay. It's nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'm not on The Office.
How much of it have you seen? Have you watched like most of it?
Like halfway through season 5, I think.
Oh, geez, you've seen that much?
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit.
Yeah, because
it's good. It's like good, but it's like I'm not really like I don't necessarily enjoy that like super dumb humor. I like a lot of wit. I like a lot of that stuff. Parks and Rec is not even necessarily my favorite. It's more of a I need a half hour. I need a 22-minute show to watch.
It's definitely. I guess I like it for what it is because I see what you're saying. Like I couldn't watch shows just like that or like The Office, or that level of kind of stupidity, and that's the only thing I watch. Like that's my genre of stupidity, and that's where I get my fix.
That's your turn off like television, right?
Right,
you turn off your brain, you chill.
Yeah, like I watch Bill Maher every week. That's like my political commentary. I usually watch the Joe Rogan, at least one of the 4 Joe Rogan Experience podcasts every week if it's like someone interesting, and then sometimes I watch the Daily Show, and then I kind of it gets lighter as the week goes on.
Gotcha.
But no, dude, it's not about what they do on The Office. It's about the interactions between the characters, man.
I'm not about the. That's like what people say about Mad Men. I think that's shit.
I've actually never watched Mad Men. Singleton.
Mad Men. Great intro song. Like, and everybody's like, "Oh man, hey man." I forgot even who made that. RJD2, great artist. But long story short, like it's like. They go into like the show and it's like, oh yeah, there's not actually like a storyline. You're really supposed to care about the people in the show. Yeah. And I just don't give a shit.
What? Like, are you a Star Trek guy?
I do enjoy Star Trek.
You enjoy it, or you actually? Are you like, oh, In the Darkness was awesome? Fuck everyone who said that.
You know, what's your favorite Star Trek movie?
My favorite Star Trek movie?
It's obviously the 2009 one, right?
Yeah.
May the Force be with you, right?
Yeah. First Contact, I think, is... actually, Generations is my personal favorite.
I'm more destroying. I do think First Contact is actually my favorite.
First Contact is probably the best movie.
I think that everybody's agreed that that's like the best of them all.
I thought Generations was a cool way to bridge the generations.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was what was really cool about that.
I think they had to make that movie to sort of make that sort of work out, but I totally understand what you're talking about in terms of that. I don't know. I'm more of a casual watcher I think the most I watched was like Voyager, which is actually like an embarrassing thing to say because it was on after school every day when I was growing up. So I was able to watch it. So yeah, it was the convenience factor of it. But yeah, no, I mean obviously Next Gen I think is probably the best. Everybody says Deep Space Nine. I unfortunately have not seen enough of it.
See, I haven't watched much. I'm like one of those guys.
Everybody says DS9. I mean, have you seen Battlestar? It's done by the same showrunner.
I have actually not seen Battlestar. What? I know. It's on my to-do list, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
My parents absolutely love it, and my parents like Star Trek, but they really like Battlestar. They've been telling me to watch it. For
if you want like a more darker like story in depth, and there's actually like a really good storyline. I think that's great. So
yeah, it's cool. Although it's been spoiled for me. I know how it ends, so that kind of.
Oh, I mean,
still worth watching.
I think so. I think the ending's the shittiest part about the show. I think most good
shows. Mixed feelings.
Most good shows end shitty. That's like a big thing I noticed.
Yeah, it's pretty true. I also feel like
yeah,
there's no such thing as a good ending.
I'm definitely talking about the new Battlestar, as well. By the way,
yeah,
that's like one big thing that at least people forget. I think the 70s. I think it's in the 70s or 80s. I mean, it's good, but it's really like
yeah. I really like Star Trek, but I actually am just a big TNG fanboy. I've seen some of Voyager, I've seen a little bit of DS9, but like I'm not like Fogg where I've watched every single fucking episode of Star Trek. Gotcha. I cannot watch the original series, man. That shit gives me a headache.
I mean, have you seen? I thought they like re-released like a whole bunch of new stuff. Like
I mean, they might have. It's still it's great. It's like the Beatles are a bad example because I fucking hate the Beatles. But it's one of those things where it's like it's good for what it is. You know, like I recognize for the time it was like amazing. But I still can't watch it now.
How does somebody hate the Beatles, dude?
They literally. I've had this conversation with so many fucking people.
You know what? This is a great special edition for this podcast. Give me the short and sweet version, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like I listen to some Beatles tracks, and it's just like what's your favorite Beatles song, for example?
Probably my favorite album's Revolver. I don't know.
Like, dude, I have the entire Beatles.
Taxman is probably one of my favorite songs.
I have the entire Beatles discography in my iTunes.
Why do you have it if you hate them?
Because I don't want to delete. Well, no, not the entire discography. I deleted.
I think Taxman's probably my favorite song. It's one of the more like not unique ones, or more unique ones. Most people don't say it's Revolver is the album. It's
like they've got some catchy tracks. You know, you hear some of those songs. You're like, oh yeah, the Beatles. But it's just like. I feel like it's easy to say it's overrated because they're like the most popular band ever. Of all time. If they're overrated, that still is like not really saying anything. But I mean, I listen to it and I'm like, this is just what's so great about it. I'd rather listen to pretty much anything else.
I mean, I'm just stating like people really enjoy the Beatles. There's a lot of, like I think the reason why the popularity of the Beatles is that most people in the baby boomer age listen to them growing up. Mm-hmm. Baby boomer is probably the biggest population, hence But I don't know. That's kind of strange. I think like they revolutionized music.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
If that's like the song you're singing, there's a reason why you think like the Beatles are shit. Dude.
No, I just remember that song because when I was in 5th grade, we had to do like a little concert for our class, and that was one of the songs we had to sing. Isn't that terrible?
That's not the worst. That's not the worst.
It's just so random. Well, like, if you're gonna make us sing a Beatles song,
well, it's easy. Think about it, like the chord progression and all that. Like it's a.
That's true. Actually, it is a really.
That's the whole point. Is that you have to cater to.
Like catering to 5th graders.
Like it's not like, all right, guys, we're singing this opera from like.
How about Twist and Shout? Is that a good one?
Twist and Shout's a good song. Yeah. It's like the most hard song. Like I don't know. It's like it's whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of that, to be honest.
Wait, no, that was the La Bamba.
Yeah, I don't know what you were singing there. So clearly, clearly we have a Beatles fan here. I don't know. I think the Beatles are good, and I respect what they've done for the music scene. If there wasn't the Beatles, I think there would be a lot of music you would not have today.
I mean, that's probably true. I mean, like I
music that you probably enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it for what it is. I get that they're influential, but I still like. Again, so like Star Trek, right? The original series. I see that. I'm like, I get what it is, but I still don't like it now. The Beatles, it was really good for the time. What do you
don't like about TOS? Actually, let's go with that.
It's just too old. It's like watching a movie.
That's like saying, you know what? It's a shame that this doesn't exist. Like you're like saying I don't like Dota 1 because it's old.
No,
because here's
the thing. No, that's what I'm saying. I like it for what it is, but I still don't like to watch it. Same reason I don't play Dota 1 right now. Okay. I like it for what it is. I loved it at the time, but I don't want to play Warcraft 3 right now. That doesn't sound like any fun.
So like
it's awful.
But you just like you're making it sound like it's like the worst thing that's happened.
No,
a little bit. Like the way you're making it, the way at least I'm the way I'm perceiving this. So.
What? You mean the original series?
Yeah, it's like it's shit, man. It's old.
No, it's not shit.
Old. It's old,
dude. The first interracial kiss on television was on the original series. That is the very inverse of shit.
I read like the trivia too, dude.
Come on, man. Hey, come on. That's awesome. That was huge.
That's pushing. Yeah. So what's wrong with the Beatles then?
What's wrong with the Beatles? I just don't get it.
They did the same thing, dude. Not the first generational Kiss.
How so? What was so edgy about the Beatles?
Not edgy. They were.
What year did the Beatles start? Let's get some context here. The Beatles.
The
Beatle. Singleton.
Thank you for redirecting.
Okay.
To Wikipedia.
So formed in Liverpool in 1960. Man, there was a lot of bumping shit.
Tell me some
happening.
bumping times around there.
Actually, most of the bumping shit came out like late 60s after the Beatles.
After the Beatles?
God damn it! Getting thwarted. Mind blown here.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, long story short, I think the Beatles, like I said, they also were like moved outside the standard rock genre. But like, whatever. Long story short, I think we've broken this one to death. I think we came from Jon Oliver to this topic.
Somehow,
Just
yeah.
legit nudity and stuff. Like,
I mean, that's cool, dude. We're all over the place. I like it.
Yeah.
But there's just I feel like I just don't get it. Like I know people like love the Beatles, like best band ever. I'm just like, yeah, they're good for what they are. Like I don't hate the Beatles. I don't think they suck. I don't wish they never existed. But like, if I was just gonna sit down and be like, oh, let's just cue up some nice music. Like I've had this music like in this iTunes for like probably 8 years. I've had this Beatles music and listened to like 3 songs once. I just don't like it. I don't know. I don't dig. I'd rather listen to the Beastie Boys, and that's saying something.
That's not. I mean, that's just a different taste in music. One day when you get old, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be with this girl, and then you're gonna tell her I hate the Beatles, and then she's gonna dump you. I've just foretold his future.
I mean, that might very well happen.
Nah, I don't think anybody, like, I think the Beatles are slowly fading out, but I mean, who knows what's gonna happen.
It's about fucking time, dude.
Yeah, man, 50 years? Oh my god, that's really old now. Yeah, I don't know, I like Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys are legit.
The Beastie Boys, yeah, they're alright. I kind of joke. They're okay. I like
You like Bass Hunter?
I actually like Bass
People
Hunter.
who like Bass Hunter.
Dude, Bass Camp when we were driving to Subway yesterday. Shout out to Subway, by the way, Charlie. He was just like, dude, Bass Hunter got so shitty once they sold out and they started singing all their songs in English, and I was just like, man, I listened to that. And he started singing Now You're Gone and Boat and Anna, and I was just like, man, I actually listened to that CD all the way through like 2 days ago.
I mean,
before we started, the intro music to this stream while you were shaving was literally Camila.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm just gonna say, you don't dig?
I'm not a Bass Hunter fan. Like, it's like,
all right. I mean, it's shitty.
It's bad.
That's kind of why I like it.
So
it's the same reason I like Judge Judy.
Okay, so he likes shitty music and he doesn't like the Beatles. I think we've solved the problem.
Dude, I like
he likes shitty music.
Come on, dude. Listen. You know that graph of like love and hate are on opposite ends, and it's like, no, fuck that noise, right? Love and hate are on the same side. What's on the other side is neutrality, right? You ever see that shit?
I hopefully never will have to experience this.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
I think there's things I like. And there's things I don't like.
So you're not catching what I'm throwing? Okay.
I know what you're throwing. I'm catching it. Don't worry.
You're reading between the lines here?
Yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about. No, you're being pretty obvious about what you're talking about.
I feel you then.
But it's just like, I just don't think that's...
So you don't dig on that? You think that's bullshit?
That's not the way I roll.
That's not the way you roll? So for you, it's like you're extreme. You're not neutral. It's just always extreme.
I'm not even extreme. I'm neutral about things. My love and my hate... And then there's neutral. It's not like they're both on one side.
No, I totally think
it's love.
Dude, it's the intensity,
and then the neutral.
No. It's all about the intensity, man. You know, it's like you really like it or you really hate it, but you still really care about it one way or the other.
I do not care about things I hate.
Sure, you do. If you know enough about it to hate it, then you like
sure.
It. Or then you don't like it.
Maybe in terms of my music,
just in general.
But in people,
people,
I don't really hate a lot of people.
All right, well, people that's a different.
There's like 2 people I hate in the world, and then yeah, I can feel that.
Well, no, I think it still holds there. It's your mental attention. You still like to hate somebody. You have to know a lot about them, right? There has to be something that they've done that you fucking despise.
I mean, not necessarily. It could be one thing.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Just
like
saw him one time
thing.
and kicked you in the nuts, and you hate him, and that's it.
Would you not?
Maybe.
I probably hate somebody who kicked me in the nuts.
Yeah, I haven't been kicked in the nuts in a long time, so I guess I'd be pretty upset.
Do we want to just stand up?
I'm all right. We don't need to run an experiment here.
Let's just stand up and get this over with.
But, it's the same reason I like Judge Judy, I like that. I think about that a lot. I like to play to that things that I don't like.
What's your opinion on Judge Judy?
It's terrible.
The fake episode.
What's the fake
There's somebody faked an episode where they killed their cat or whatever. You hear about this?
Well, do you know how Judge Judy works?
No. I'm going to be honest.
Are you ready to get broke? It's a knowledge bomb. So, okay, people call in with their bullshit problems, right? You rented from me, you pissed all over the place, and wanted your security deposit back. So we're arguing about it. We go to Judge Judy, right? We call in. They go, wow, this story's really interesting. We'd love to do this on the air. They give both. The maximum she's allowed to award is $5,000 in the civil claims or whatever, right?
All in.
So they sign over, like they assign her as like the arbiter of their debate. And what they do is they pay for the people to come out into their studio, and then they give them each $5,000. So then they argue their case, and Judge Judy rules. So worst case scenario, you get a free trip out to the Judge Judy studio, and all of your $5,000 goes to the other person. Best case scenario, they're totally wrong, and you get $10,000. And it's just like, so it gives you get paid, and it gives you an
counterclaim. There's like defenses and counterclaim in that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's like the most you can award either way is $5,000. So you both get that, and then there's $10,000 up for grabs. So the people that like incentivizes the people to actually argue. They want to win because they have a chance at getting more money.
Gotcha.
But you can never really lose. So I'm sure people fake on that show all the time. It's
no, but I mean, there's like a really famous case where people like officially
really?
like we faked, and they split the money once they got it because they needed the money for the rent or something.
I mean, I believe it. Judge Judy's fucking awful, but that's why I like it.
You really like awful things, dude.
I do.
Do you like The Room?
It's nice. The Room? What's The Room?
You like awful things and you don't know what The Room is.
The Room?
The Room. R-O, the most famous bad movie.
The Room? Is it worse than Pluto Nash?
Unfortunately, I've never seen that. Thank God.
What is this? This movie looks awful.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm gonna have to.
The Citizen Kane of bad movies, dude. The Citizen Kane. Okay, if there's nothing that's gonna sell you on how terrible a movie is, it's fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Same reason I like that Thrift Shop song. You know, it's like it's just shitty.
That's
but
a good
like
song.
It's a good song.
It's a good
you
song.
Like that, you get down on the. I do like DeLorean.
What?
I have a soft spot for DeLoreans too. The fact that there's a DeLorean in that music video. Yeah, dude.
Of all the things, okay, I have a soft spot for like maybe like people in trouble and this sort of stuff. He's got a soft spot for DeLoreans.
Come on, dude. Dude, if I had a lot of money,
all the things to have a soft spot for, dude, DeLorean.
If I blew up and just became pop, you know what I'd do? I'd buy 2 fucking DeLoreans.
No, you'd actually explode if you blew up.
One to keep in prime condition that you never drive and you keep that bitch polished, and then one. Drive that bitch around. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine? You meet a nice girl on OkCupid. She seems cool, right? You're chatting her up. You're like, all right, I'll pick you up at 8. You just roll up in a fucking DeLorean. Batwing door opens up. She hops in.
Yeah, she'd be like, who the fuck is this weirdo?
Talking about Roadhead, man. Oh my god, that's one of my dreams. Is pick a girl. I just want to rent a DeLorean and make that dream come true. Pick up a girl in a DeLorean.
All right, I'm gonna see what I can do to get you a DeLorean, dude, so you can make this happen.
Seriously, dude, this is YouTube gold. Can you imagine? Zyori drives a DeLorean. Come on, easy YouTube.
Roadhead, YouTube, let's do this, boys.
Oh man, Zyori does it in a DeLorean.
Yeah, I'll be sure to post that up to Pornhub shortly after that video is made.
Dude, I'd be into it. I could get down. So, all right, sweet. Moving forward here. Oh, let's talk. We got a good topic here.
I still can't get over. I'm definitely I'm imagining like surfing like Pornhub one day and it's just like it's kind of cool, All right, looking to it, it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the DeLorean porn, like, and then the link I'm gonna see is Zyori gets Roadhead, and it's like, yo, what up, girl? And like it's like it's like
shitty porn
video.
acting.
Yeah, it's like a video, and it's like it starts with him at like the laptop, and he's like talking to this girl, and it's like, all right, I'll pick you up at 8, and then it's like 80s montage, and he just puts on his fucking sunglasses, and then
dude, the music cues up. It's Power of Love. I'm just like, hell yeah.
And then he's like rolling in the DeLorean, and then and then he picks up the girl, and she's like, oh my god, a DeLorean!
You ready for a night on the town, Michael J. Fox style?
Yeah, exactly. And then she gets in, and they have like a beautiful, awesome date. Which is about 5 seconds in porn time. So,
yeah.
And then it's like, you know what I want to do? I want to give Roadhead. And this is the video. It's so bad.
Dude, next on HBO, Dude in DeLorean.
Dude getting blown in DeLorean.
I feel like
next time on Real Sex.
We need to pitch this to the Lonely Island, man.
Yeah.
They could totally make some magic happen.
Yeah.
Oh god, I need to blow my nose. I don't have any tissues.
Well, try your sheets.
There's
a couple receipts over there. I guess I'll hold the show then for you folks.
You gotta take over.
How's it going, everybody? This has been a very entertaining podcast. I've actually enjoyed this quite a bit. I will never want to ever look up DeLorean porn on Pornhub. That's definitely a waste. It's definitely a waste of my time.
Snapping your carrot in a
But yeah, Federer is not sown. His eyes are smaller than the eyes of an Asian. I can smell the pot through my 23-inch Dell.
Are you Asian?
I'm half Asian, yes.
You are? What kind of Asian?
Is
that an offensive question?
I think that the word kind is making it offensive.
I keep asking Asian people what kind of Asian
what
they
kind,
are.
Yeah, like.
Well, what's the right way to say?
Like, what is your heritage?
What is your what? All right, apples and
What
oranges.
is your kind? Like, I mean, like, what is your kind?
Native American and Scottish. Get wrecked.
Yeah, see, that just doesn't sound right. Like, your kind makes you sound almost like an animal. Like
we are animals, Conrad.
I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Okay, dude. Okay. If that's the way you want to go about it.
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Are you Filipino?
No.
Vietnamese?
No.
Thai?
No.
China?
No.
Korea?
Thank God you got on the 6th one, dude. You really got me. You were right on the dot, dude. Right on the dot.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious. I like to know where people are from. You know, it's I like to exchange cultures.
Is that actual footage from Zyori's
Double DeLorean? That's what I'm talking
from
about.
From Zyori's next porn shit.
Dude, can you imagine you bring her back to your house after picking her up in a DeLorean? Just like, you thought that DeLorean was nice. Wait till you see this one. Go into the garage and it's all like chromed up and shit.
You have the bumper sticker. My other car's a DeLorean, and it's actually on your DeLorean.
Dude, I need to make this happen. I just need like $50,000. Maybe a little extra for transportation costs. Dude, DeLoreans are cheap as fuck. You know, let's look up some DeLoreans on eBay.
Because that's exactly where I go to look up DeLoreans.
Where do you go to look up DeLoreans?
Hey, look, get great deals for DeLorean on eBay. What? Like, cars and trucks.
Yeah, cars and DeLoreans. Like, here you go. Here's a...
only $36,000. So
dude,
cheap, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Well, that's the buy it now. It's only at $9K on the bid.
Okay.
So that's with 29,000 miles. Look, here you go.
Who wants these? Can you even drive manual?
Can I drive manual?
Yeah. So he's fucked, is what I'm saying.
Sort of. I may or may not be able to. So it's like, yeah, you can do DeLorean for like 25K.
Don't worry, got the 15K one. All right,
yeah, it's only
only
4 days.
We're in, dude. We're in.
Yeah.
It's in Lebanon, though.
Indiana. It only has 13K miles, man. See, so like DeLoreans are still for sale.
How does some have 13K miles? Oh, I guess they just replaced the engine.
This one has 4,000. No, you just don't drive it, man. You just
Why would you not drive a DeLorean?
Dude, like this one right here. This is my... Because that's why you have two. One that you drive, and you can barely even drive DeLoreans anymore, man. They're shitty as fuck.
Why do you want one?
Because they're awesome. They look cool. It's a total aesthetic thing.
You mean you're like compensating for your small penis kind of thing? Like,
no, it's just cool. I always wanted a car that has
This is like we're coming to like the fedora argument here, where
the fedora argument?
I think you think it's cool.
What's the fedora argument?
Well, like people think wearing a fedora is cool. Like that's the whole.
What exactly is a fedora?
Are you kidding me?
I think I know what it is, but I want to assume. Oh yeah, okay, one of those hats.
Yeah,
I thought so.
You don't know? Have you ever seen? I guess you ever seen? Yeah, see, people think fedoras are cool.
So you're saying fedoras aren't cool, or
you have to be really fucking handsome to pull off a fedora, or you have to live in the '60s.
I feel like it's only cool if you're wearing like an epic suit or something.
It doesn't have to be an epic suit. It has to be a smart suit.
What's a smart suit?
Like one that really fits well, works well with like your body. You know.
Works well with your body. Yeah,
see,
like this guy.
Like no. Why would you have clicked on all the photos? You got Will Smith. You got all these other really fucking handsome people, and you're talking about like.
Wait, we've got a camera shot for this.
Like,
I clicked on.
You clicked on like the one
this guy,
like the guy who's literally doing the like milady. Like,
hello, milady.
Like you couldn't. Oh my god.
Big Willie style. Yo, what's up, Gregor?
Join this podcast.
Oh god.
We're doing a podcast, dude. We're talking about all sorts. We're looking at pictures of Will Smith.
What's up, dudes?
Hey, gods.
We're doing a little podcast.
Doing a Zyori podcast.
A bunch of people here.
Well, I came for my iPad, but I guess I'll stay.
Came for the podcast, saying.
I mean,
podcast.
I would just have to say, like definitely the top tier fedora is like right here.
That's top tier.
Yeah. So if you ever seen the show White Collar,
we'll switch to the right overlay. All right, there you go.
Neil Caffrey. He wears.
Okay.
Yeah, and that guy's like one handsome dude.
Gods, you're a fashion guy. What do you need to pull off the fedora, or is it just an impossible feat?
I didn't say it was impossible.
No, I'm asking Gods.
It's possible.
It's possible?
Right occasion. You need the settings to fit.
You also have to be good looking.
Yes.
That's like kind of like the number one thing.
That is very important.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about bringing back the word "methinks"?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I saw you tweet that.
Yeah, I've been using it on Twitter. I think I like it.
I mean, are you also into like
methinks,
like 1600 like literature? Or, like...
Kinda. I've got a Shakespeare book right over there. You want to read some sonnets?
Damn, you're really into Shakespeare.
It's sitting on top of my World of Warcraft book.
I got the book. I'm really
which is on top of a Stephen Hawking book.
Nice.
Top of a business.
Yeah, the legal environment of business. Jesus.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I'm not on the methinks hype train.
All right, fine. It's very hipster, but I dig on it. All right,
literally passed like way too fast.
A couple of centuries ago.
Yeah,
Scarlet Letter style. All right, let's talk about the internet privacy. Did you guys see this ruling? The EU thing where now you have the right to be forgotten. Did you see that?
What does that mean?
Greg, scoot over to the middle.
What does the right to be forgotten mean?
So basically, that if you're all over Google, like my balls, you have the right to have Google take that shit down. And that's basically.
But how do you prove it?
How do you prove what?
How do you prove that That's your balls.
That's part of what makes it so stupid.
Yeah, like,
this is a classic case of like the lawmakers not understanding how the technology works.
Right.
They did a whole bit about this on Last Week Tonight on the most recent episode.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, sorry. We can watch it later.
Yeah, sure,
I've got HBO Go.
Okay. I'd rather watch Game of Thrones, but
we could make it a double feature, Conrad.
I mean, let's do it.
All right. So, but they're calling it the right to be forgotten. So, literally, that they're claiming that you have a right to not be parsed on Google if you choose not to be.
That's impossible.
It is impossible.
Well, it's almost impossible, but I mean,
as Jon Oliver said, the internet is like quicksand. The more you fight to have something the more you fight to have something removed, the deeper you sink into the depths of the internet.
Shout out to Beyonce, that unattractive photo, just happens to be a quick moment within a big dance number.
Yeah, that's what that thing was so stupid. Of all the things to be upset about, you can take a screenshot of somebody talking and making like a stupid face with like literally any video footage. Of all the things for her to be like, guys, please stop. Like, it's not like, somebody found a picture of her doing something dirty or like, eating a rat or something. It's just like
Beyonce eats rats.
It's just you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here, folks.
Right, see you later, Gregors.
Hold on, I think I left my phone. Never mind.
Way to go, dude.
We're in place.
Oh, we're out. You're out.
But
fat dude is gay. Nice, you got me, dude.
Fat dude.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. People just whatever. Dude,
it's not the first picture that pops up.
Beyonce dance. Yeah, there you go.
Beyonce bad.
No, that's actually like a good one of that.
That's not. Oh
yeah. She's there. You got it. There's right there.
This one.
Where it's like,
dude, look at those. Look at those quads, dude. Jesus Christ.
Dude, those are some cami legs, man.
Damn, she's built. That's not even that bad of a picture. I mean, it's bad, but it's like.
Would you like to look like that? Like, be all over the internet? Being, like, obviously, like, not obvious.
It's a step up from where I'm at now.
Fair enough, dude.
I mean, I don't have a big problem with it. It's just, like, if it's, like, it's just the fact that it's an action shot. That's what makes it such a stupid battle. And
life goes on.
Yeah,
life goes on.
Look at her tricep, dude. Look at that meat stick right there. Jesus Christ.
I mean, she's a little older, so...
She's been hitting the gym hard.
Yeah.
me thinks she's been hitting the gym.
I think you gotta get off this Methinks train, dude.
But yeah, it's kind of. The fuck is that?
It's a wig.
Oh, good call. Good work, Conrad.
I used to live at a hairdresser.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So let's see. The right to be forgotten. Let's get to Googling here. Forgotten. Google and the right to be forgotten. So, but this was an EU ruling.
Right.
So
let me check this out. So
you can puff the jigglies of this article.
No, it's. Are you puffing my jigglies, dude?
Are you puffing my?
Are
jigglies?
you puffing my? Jigglies?
Puffing this guy's jigglies?
No, I'm definitely not puffing that guy's jigglies.
Clarence is looking a little upset.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean that's sort of the thing. I think that's just a case of people not understanding.
So Google must, in some cases, agree. Jesus,
of course you click on the ads, dude. Oh, you don't have ad block. That's
damn it. Oh no, thwarted by my own problems.
Demise.
So agree to delete photos, stories, and legal records that users find embarrassing. And the media was all over it. They were. I saw like Wolf Blitzer saying stuff.
What if I would say I was on like a BTS show and I just happened to find what I said was embarrassing? Could I take down your content? Right. That's sort of the argument that they're trying to bring, and I just don't think that's viable.
Right.
I mean,
where do you
say
draw
like me
the
being
line?
on this podcast? Like I find this embarrassing. So
right.
if I want to remove this content, is that possible through Google?
I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know. It's just weird. I can understand. It's like one of those things where saying that you want it deleted from the internet is impossible, but saying you want it deleted from Google is achievable, and that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
you know, like
you move it from all the search
as one who has embarrassing pictures of my body on the internet, I feel like that's like a middle ground that I could be satisfied with. Like, okay, you can find it if you're using some dumpster tier search engine like Yahoo or Bing.
Actually, Bing's pretty good for porn, just to let you guys know.
Is it? What's so good about it?
Apparently, like, it doesn't hide anything. Like, sometimes even Google does, like, some safe search stuff, but yeah, you're good to go. Not that, like, I use Bing for porn anyway.
Yeah.
There's much better ways.
For sure, yeah. He's getting all hard. Time to check my porn. Better Bing up some porn today.
I would never want to hear the term Bing up some porn.
Is that what Bill Gates does? It's just like...
He probably doesn't. He probably doesn't, dude.
Bill Gates is not... He's not binging up anything. Well, actually, he probably is. But, so, like, that's something, like, Google is so big now where just being removed off the, like, the Google parser is, like, sort of like being removed from the internet for a lot of intents and purposes.
It definitely helps, yeah.
I mean, that was my big thing originally. Like, I don't really heavily try and DMCA stuff that people upload anymore. I do a little bit every so often, but like, my big thing was like, I don't want it on YouTube, you know, because it's like my grandparents use YouTube. My grandparents don't go on 4chan.
Yeah.
I can live with my balls plastered over certain websites. Like, totally rad. Just not somewhere that my family is going to be visiting anytime soon.
Let's check out this.
My God. Oh my God. Look at these nuts.
Yeah, I got you.
So I understand the sentiment, but it's just, I feel like it's just silly. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
do we really have the right to be forgotten philosophically?
No, I think
is that a right?
I think we almost do have the right in some ways, but like, is the ability to do it? It's impossible. You know, do we have the right to be forgotten? I mean,
how do you force people to forget about things?
You really don't.
It's like saying, Conrad, don't think about a purple elephant fucking Captain Picard.
I did not think of that in the slightest
you did.
at all.
You
no,
did.
Trust me.
I
First
did.
of all, I can't even imagine what a purple elephant looks like. The second thing is, I can't even imagine an elephant penetrating Captain Picard.
I can see it right now.
That's embarrassing.
It's terrible.
I think
it's awful.
we have to
it's a bad image. Now I can't
this.
forget it. Damn it. Oh no, why did I do this to myself?
But like, you know, just the way I like sort of look at some of the situation. I mean, the right for forgotten, there's no right, but definitely like say somebody started posting like pictures of that GIF all throughout like outside, just on telephone poles all throughout.
Yeah.
Right? Like
which GIF? The elephant or my balls?
Yeah, balls.
Oh, okay.
Like imagine that. Would you feel like you had the right to like tear those down?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't.
I don't.
So
have the right
you don't
to
believe
tear
in the
them
right.
down?
You don't believe in the right to be forgotten, because that's up to the person. I mean, obviously, it's probably illegal to put those there. But say somebody starts like taking out an ad in the paper, and they were for some fucking reason
the paper put a picture of my jigglies.
Yeah, exactly. They're fucking okay with this. Like, would you feel like you had the right to take that down? Yeah,
I guess
right. So
yeah.
it's like you come to that argument of like
it's a bad example because mine involves nudity, so
right,
that would
course.
never happen.
But
like
like,
it was something different,
yeah,
like that
so
Beyonce picture,
or
I guess.
like attack ads, like we were talking earlier, right? Like where that was literally a defamation of that person. I mean, if it was fact and you can get away with writing it as fact, go for it, right?
Right.
But say it was actually like literally just lies about somebody, you know, not twisted lies, just straight up lies about somebody.
Right.
Do you feel like you would have the right to take that down?
Well, for sure, we have laws for that, right?
But do you? Because that is technically what the right to be forgotten is. But specifically, right to be forgotten is not in real life, but in like, like in print, in things that
people printing lies about you isn't right to be forgotten. That's just right to not be defamed. That's. I
mean,
is like we have actual laws about defamation.
I mean, I guess, but then you have the right to your own like person. Do you not as well?
In what sense?
Like you can.
I do have rights to my person.
I don't know.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
really not into like American law, so I really don't know.
Okay. I mean, we have defamation laws, but like to be forgotten is just. It just seems a little like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, long story short, I think it's cool in concept, dumb in execution. Sounds like a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah, it's a nice thought. It's a nice try, I guess.
Good work, guys.
Good.
We did nothing.
Good work, guys. You made Google.
Nothing.
Now have to hire some more people to take some shit down.
Dude, sick, man.
Sick,
Working
yeah.
Google, do it up.
Be like, guys, Google, I'm an expert at this. I know how to remove things. I'm a master of DMCA. Please pick me.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it's weird. It's worth mentioning, but I think this will be an upcoming issue, not just the right to be forgotten, but like internet neutrality and like privacy stuff in the future. As more, I mean, I just saw an article yesterday about like somebody, like some 15-year-olds had like this crazy banger for somebody's party, and they were like filming it and made a video. A banger. It's like a crazy party. Like,
but it's a okay. But
like,
so it's a crazy party.
Yeah, like the context would be like, guys, I'm gonna throw a wild banger tonight. That means there's gonna be like keg stands, or he's gonna be doing cocaine, going crazy. It's
15-year-olds doing cocaine.
I mean, based on what was going on in that footage, there was probably some cocaine going on.
I had a really fucking mild childhood.
It was crazy. It was like so, but like they made a video of it, and that was like the article was about just like don't you think these idiots are gonna regret this in 10 minutes, 10 years. So
they will.
It's just like it's now that like social media is integrated into everything. Everyone's got a phone. Everyone has the capability to record video or audio. Just these straight up like. Ooh, yeah. I always think about Miley Cyrus smoking salvia. Do you remember that? When that happened?
I have no clue.
You don't really? It was a while ago.
Dude, I'm really not into paparazzi stuff. Like,
all right. Well, it's interesting. She was like at a party and she tried salvia. One of her friends filmed it. Yeah. But it's still just like seeing a pop icon do drugs is like, she... pop
icon do drugs?
No!
no.
Well, but I mean, she's like older now. Like she's like an adult. But this was when she was like still Hannah Montana kind of. She was like young, like all the little kids are looking up to her. Little kids don't really look. Ever since that whole twerking with the finger thing, I feel like she's lost.
Twerking with the finger thing. I know she did the twerk thing. What's the finger thing?
Jesus.
You're not typing anything.
All right, let's see. Miley finger. I think this will probably. Oh yeah, there. She blows.
Oh, like the foam.
The foam finger.
That's
the That's the finger. Jesus, dude, get your head out of the gutter,
yeah,
Conrad.
like, that's like actually the least attractive haircut somebody could have possibly give anybody. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, the latex bikini. I don't know, but ever since this happened, I feel like everyone abandoned. Miley's such a young, beautiful.
Oh, you
They're
didn't
just like
realize?
she's an adult. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, once you're an adult, you can do what you want, man. You can do what you want.
Yeah, but that's why the Sally thing was so funny or not funny, but like
An interesting
was
situation.
Funny. Yeah, because it's actually legal. So she wasn't breaking any laws, but it's still not something you wouldn't really want plastered all over the internet. And of course, it went viral. Like Miley, bad influence? Question mark.
I mean, here's the thing: is you should be expected these days, to always be seen, no matter what you do. Always assume the camera's on, because I mean, even in London, like think about that, you're always on CCTV, almost always.
I forgot about that. They have cameras everywhere.
Cameras everywhere.
That's scary.
Like not
man.
everywhere, but a lot of significant places. Like just assume you're always being filmed.
What are the chances somebody has filmed me pooping?
You tell me, dude. You're the one who's pooped more than how much times you've pooped.
No, I mean more in the context of just like hidden cameras and shit. I mean that's not unheard of. People like putting hidden cameras places and shit.
Do you think somebody at the BTS house is filming you pooping?
I hope not.
Well, do you think your parents were filming you pooping?
No, I'm thinking more like public bathrooms, man. Like the last McDonald's I pooped at. I don't know. Could have been a camera in there.
Could have been a
McDonald's, dude.
I mean,
that's scary.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe that shit'll get online and
that kind of technology, man. Cameras everywhere. It's like even that Don Sterling thing.
Yeah.
You know about this, right?
Yeah, I do know about
the
this.
racist
Yeah.
dude. I mean, even
I don't really know like celebrity stuff. I follow more sports than that.
Okay.
I'm not into like the celebrity.
I talked about that maybe 2 podcasts ago. Whenever it happened, maybe in the last one, and that's. I mean, I should be curious to see what you think about it.
What do you want to know?
Well, like. I feel like it's really unfortunate. Like obviously the guy's like an old school racist, so like it's hard to sympathize someone that's just like racist. But at the same time, it's not like he made those comments in a press release or publicly. He was having a private conversation with his lady friend in his house, and she recorded it and made it public. Like that's just
always assume you're being
recorded. It's just fucked up. Man. It's scary.
Cool. Then don't do stupid shit.
I know, it's just scary, though.
Here's the thing. People are like, oh, it's not his fault he was saying it privately. Well, you know what? It came to light, and people choose to use that evidence however they choose to. The NBA chose to suspend him, I think, right? And find him whatever $20 million. I think he deserves all of that.
The fine is a joke. That's like less than a percentage of the amount of money that he has.
That's the maximum allowed.
Yeah, but it's relative to him, it's a joke. I mean, the guy's like fucking 80. What's he gonna do? He can't spend his money fast enough.
That's pretty shitty, but at least the money can go to good things.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I don't have a problem with.
They could send it to impoverished black kids in various neighborhoods. Boom, done. Now he's
like I said, I'm not
justice.
I'm not sympathetic that he was fined, but I think it's a little overreaching for him to be fined for that. Like what was the?
It's up to the NBA. That's the thing. It's up to the NBA. He doesn't own the team, dude. It's a franchise.
Yeah.
So
they
could do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the thing. I mean,
they can do what they want. I just think it's a little. To me, that feels a little over. What's the right word? Just too like. I guess when you're that like high of a profile figure, you really are under that like level of magnet.
Like I said, I mean, you think everybody should have the right to say what they want, but here's the thing: everybody should choose how they want to react. However, you
sure,
you say. And then the NBA chose what I thought was appropriate.
Yeah,
because like at least that's at least the way I look at it. Like if somebody said that in somebody I worked with, I would just be like, this is just fucking unacceptable. This is actually just this is garbage. And if I had the ability to find that person, I would.
Yeah, the Conrad police slapping down
$20 million
20 clams, easy.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's just sort of the way I look at that sort of stuff. It's just like everybody has the right to do technically whatever they want. You have the right to murder technically. You can do that, but you better be ready to face the fucking consequences.
I definitely agree with that. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves when people talk about free speech. It's like, you have the right to say anything you want. You don't have the only thing that guarantees is that you won't go to jail for saying things except like screaming fire in a crowded theater or something, right? But
is that something that people go to jail for?
What?
saying fire and going.
Yeah, if you become you don't your right to free speech is negated if it's a public safety thing. There was a really old court case about that where somebody did that. Like I have free speech, and he stood up in the middle of a theater and just yelled fire, and everybody panicked and like somebody got trampled or something. And the Supreme Court ruled that you don't have the right to free speech if you're just like trying to incite a riot or something.
Gotcha.
So there are limitations, but that right is just you won't go to jail for it, but that doesn't mean people have to like it. You have the right to say anything you want. That doesn't mean like
that's the thing is that he didn't go to jail for what he said.
Exactly.
Like just the NBA decided to take his franchise from him.
So it's not a freedom of speech issue, but it's just more like I guess I don't like the idea of what you said, where just like always assume you're being recorded. Like the idea of I always have to be policing what I say, even like the idea of like context of my own home.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like thinking about like my ex-girlfriend when we lived together, right? There were definitely some things that I said to her in private that I would not be happy if they were posted publicly, you know? And just thinking about like, God damn, if you owe it, that's I don't want to live that life, man, where you always have to be like I'm on camera.
I guess you should appreciate the right to be forgotten, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that right to be forgotten. It was also because I feel like what he said wasn't. I mean, it was pretty racist, but that was by far not the most racist thing I've ever.
Sure, heard. But I think also that the NBA had a mounting amount of evidence upon him. This was just the inciting one that I.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's the way I kind of.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't know all the deets of the story, but it just seemed it was a weird one. Where
it's just that's the way I kind of saw that situation. Was that it was one of many things that were brought up, and this was just sort of one of the final pieces.
Yeah. Did you actually listen to the phone call?
No.
Oh, it's really funny.
I just don't care about the drama. It's like, yeah, this is a thing. I can have an opinion on it, and like, I care more about Dota drama than I care about like. I could literally care more about Dota drama than I care about Donald Sterling.
I just think it's so funny that like he's talking about how he doesn't. Basically, I got the vibe that he felt like publicly associating with black people was bad PR. But he says like he was really mad that she took a picture with Magic Johnson and posted it on Instagram.
Okay.
So, but he says she's like,
is she not black?
She's like half black, half Latino, I think.
Gotcha.
Which is even weirder. But he even says to her just like, you can fuck him, you can hang out with him, just don't post it on social media.
Is that what he said?
Basically, yeah. He literally says like, you can have sex with black people, I don't care, you can hang out with them, black people are cool. Just don't do it publicly. I'm just like, it was oddly racist. It was still racist, but it was weird.
I mean, that's just like a set of tone that
yeah.
You know, like, I mean, that's the thing is, yeah, I don't know. That's the way I see it.
It was just weird. It was interesting to listen to, where it's like, you read about it, I was expecting it to just be like, you know, this guy like throwing N-bombs left and right, just like, yeah, fuck all those, whatever, just like, don't get him out of my court. But it's like,
what do you think about that word?
What? Nigger?
Yes, the word nigger.
I think it's...
Now, see, I feel people find it offensive. But the thing is, like, if you're saying the N-word, we all know what everybody's talking about. I'm just more curious to just hear your opinion on since we're on this topic of racism.
I'm one. I really. It's easy for me to say as a young Caucasian male because there aren't like a lot of racial terms for my culture. And I guess you could call me a Redskin, but there's a fucking football team named the Redskins, which is mildly offensive.
I'd say up there.
I wouldn't say offensive. I would say it's distasteful.
I'd say that's up there on the offensive. The offensive scale.
Yeah.
I guess just the way I sort of look at these sort of situations, especially coming from Canada, I felt like I never experienced racism until I actually came to America. It's kind of a very weird thing to say, but like I never understand this like social segregation based on race or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like when I moved to Phoenix originally for working there, it kind of blew my mind. I was like, I had a friend that was from there. He's a really cool guy, but most of his friends were white, and I was like, I just didn't get that. I was like, what about where's everybody else? You know, they didn't hang out with anybody of color.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. I mean, I come from, like, I'm obviously half, so, like, it's already, you can't really be racist against, like, Asians for me. Like,
that's
and,
true.
I had friends that were Eastern Indian. We have a huge racial kind of mixing pot from Vancouver, so I wasn't used to, like, these sort of segregations. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. Like, that word is particularly charged in America because of our bad history with slavery. But I pretty fundamentally believe that at the end of the day, people choose to be offended. Like, if someone is throwing out N-bombs or, wetback or whatever racial slur you have, like, the only reason people use those words is to bait a reaction. Like, those are really charged words because you're trying to incite that person. You're, like, at that level of just, like, whatever, fuck this person. I want them to know how much I hate them.
Yeah.
So, like, doing things like calling it the N-word like fuels that fire where you push it into this weird echelon of it's so taboo that when you say it, it gives it more power.
Gotcha.
So I think like the way to fight that level of racism with vocabulary is just to not be offended by it. By like if someone calls you a nigger and you think it's offensive, to say you just sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm not offended because you're the one that's like you look
trying
like
to
an
use
idiot
it like
here.
a slur. And
like you're a moron. So.
Yeah.
It's when people get really offended, it's sort of this weird irony that you're adding more fuel to the fire because that person who's calling you that is now saying, "Oh, it worked." Like that was what they wanted. It's
Gotcha.
like a troll. It's like troll bait. So it's like kind of weird to say like people choose to be offended because that's not really true. It's like kind of oxymoronic because being offended is
I know. I get where you're coming from. Yeah.
You have to like channel that just like it's just a word, man. The power isn't in that particular string of syllables. The power is in the meaning you assign to it. So you just have to assign a meaning to the word that doesn't really make you feel like a dumpster. But
interesting.
So that's how I feel about it. But again, like I said, it's easy for me to say is because like, I can't think of a word that somebody could say to me that's like I would genuinely feel offended. I can't remember the last time I was actually like offended by something on like a personal level.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can obviously hear things that are offensive, but not like
nothing to describe it. Yeah, gotcha.
So it's easy for me to say, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious. It just sort of came up in that conversation.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you second the notion, or are you not?
Yeah, I second that. Like, I mean, that's the thing is that people choose what affects them. Like I personally, if somebody snaps at me, I really am not into that. Somebody worked in like a lot of jobs, mostly customer service things. Somebody snaps at you, like just not gonna serve you because you're kind of an asshole. So like the first process, So there are certain things like that do affect me. I don't think any words really ever bother me. I'm not much of a word kind of guy, so that's sort of the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot more about the meaning of words, what's important. But at the same time, like there was a really good episode of State of the Game where In Control and Destiny were arguing about this.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that episode.
Yeah, and it was, like,
I was actually in the house.
Were you really?
Yeah.
So like Destiny's argument was that basically the extreme of what I'm saying, where words are just words, it's the meaning behind the words, and you should really be able to say his point was that profanities are stupid because you can say things that are more offensive without cursing. You can say like, I raped your mother, you could say is more offensive than saying the word shit, which you're not allowed to say on TV in America, right?
I thought you were.
Shit? No, you can't say that on TV.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that noise.
Interesting.
And In Control's argument was the complete opposite. Like, you can't say words like rape because it incites feel. If you're broadcasting 10,000 people and you use like, oh man, that Crystal Maiden just got raped. If there's one person watching that was raped or had an experience with rape, you're inciting emotions in them that are negative, and you should be more sensitive to people that are under different circumstances. So even though that word doesn't mean that it has no emotional meaning to you, it might to someone else, and you have to be sensitive of that in a broadcasting
then you can technically
scenario.
never say anything.
Right. So like I think both of their arguments are like too extreme and kind of flawed.
Exactly. Like there's a happy middle ground with both those arguments that you could probably use and be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's his stream. He can say whatever he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and that's sort of the mentality that he chooses. And do I agree with it? Not necessarily. Yeah. Do I agree with what everybody else says all the time? Not necessarily. And you have to pick and choose your battles, in my opinion. And I think that's a big thing that people choose today is that they pick every battle they can. Mm-hmm. And you know what, like just
hello, Al Sharpton.
Yeah, exactly. And if you find there's something that offends you and you really feel passionate about it, write about it. And get your opinion out there. But if your jimmies weren't wrestled that hard, like, who cares, man? Like, life goes on.
Yeah.
You're going to hear a lot of offensive things in your life.
Yeah.
Just keep going with it.
I really like that. I took a lot away from that episode, though. It really shaped my perspective in, like, just words and the way I speak. Like, there are two big words that I completely worked out of my vocabulary that I used to use. Really three, I guess. Rape and gay are the big two. Yes. And, like, I was one of those classic games just like, let's go rape that guy in the mid lane. And, like, Day 9 was the one that really changed my perspective on like using those words, and his take was just like, it's not that I think those words are particularly offensive as much as I think they make me sound childish, and the English language has a very diverse vocabulary, and there are simply just better words that express more eloquently what I'm trying to communicate.
And it's like, why bother offending somebody if you don't have to?
Exactly. And I was just like, you're right. When you look at it that way, there are things that you can do to make yourself sound smarter, and then you don't run the risk of offending people. It's just a win-win.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like somebody like me, I was a very immature kid. I said a lot of offensive things. I've done a lot. I've done a lot of offensive things, but I wasn't the nicest guy growing up. But then I really wasn't actually.
Bad boy Conrad.
Yeah, I was kind of a bad kid. But I was forced to grow up kind of in a faster situation. I got kicked out of my house at a younger age, and then I sort of just ended up living life, you know?
Yeah.
And the way you take from those experiences, like, the first person I moved in with was a gay guy. There is no way in hell I was going to say gay, because that would offend him, and he, you know, he was bothered by that. But he wasn't bothered by the word faggot, and it's just like, you have to work with, you know, your perspective of your, you know, your friends and stuff, but I would never say the word faggot around gay people ever. It's just not how I.
But there's this weird irony where a lot of my gay friends call each other faggots. It's like a weird. It's
but
like,
are you gay?
No,
That's kind of the thing. Is
but
that
they're
you have
okay
to-
with it. Like it's a weird.
And some people are. And
It's
some
a
people aren't.
case by
But
case.
why
yeah.
should I take that risk, and why should I, you know?
It's true, yeah.
Why should I offend somebody? I like, you know, my roommate. He has very certain things that he likes. You know, he would say so similar to faggot, in other words. And I wasn't really into that, and it actually taught me how to grow up and, you know, become an adult. You know, that's the big thing, is that there are better ways to say it. You can say, like I said, we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
But how you choose to use that is up to you.
Yeah, it speaks about your character a little bit, I think. And I just had this, there was some point in my life where I really started listening to what I was saying. And the other word that I worked out was bitch. I used to say bitch a lot, like bitch work and all these other things. And I really like sat down and thought about what that means. Like even just the phrase bitch work. It's not that offensive, but when you really break it down, it's like, so you're like bitch women, you know, it's like a dog, you know, female dog. You're like my dog. I own you. It's like an ownership kind of a thing, you know, super masculine. And then bitch work is like the shitty leftover work that you would give your dog to do. That is in this scenario being equated to your female second half.
I mean, but we're all animals, so it's okay, right?
Exactly, right? Hey, we are all animals, man. So, but it's just like that was just a phrase that I had always thought of. That was just like, oh, it's not a bad thing to say. Just like, I was doing some bitch work, you know, and then like. I started thinking, you know, and I realized like I just sound like a fucking idiot. So now I say things like fuck a lot more and cunt that
I'm definitely about the fuck
nice.
life.
I'm all about the fuck life for realsies. But it's, I don't know. I think I think a lot of people just in general really lack that kind of third person perspective where like a lot of people get really caught up in their like, this is everything, but a lot of people don't spend a lot of time stopping and thinking about how do other people perceive me. Maybe I think about that more than most because like I see myself on camera
you're
every
more
day.
Of a personality compared to
so
somebody
it's like I kind
myself,
of
where
I
I typically don't talk in front of the camera. I can kind of say whatever I want.
Right.
I tweet certain things. You can check it out. But yeah, and you know you do have to be careful about the words that you say. But like, and everybody's going to be offended. I mean, people are offended by the word fuck. I mean, it's just kind of how life works. You choose to say how you want it. You know what you want to say. However, so.
Yeah, I mean, cunt is offensive in terms of it being a profanity, but it's not offensive in the way, like, it doesn't... I guess it's sort of geared towards women, but it's like...
It is.
It is, but not in the same way that... like, I don't know. It just it has a different feel to me. I don't know.
And that's the thing.
Maybe I've been watching too much Australian comedy because they love that word, man. They fucking love it.
No, and I guess... Yeah, there's two sides to that. I think I do find the word cunt maybe offensive. I mean, actually, I don't find it very offensive myself. I can understand why other people find it offensive.
It's not one that I throw around super willy-nilly.
Yeah.
It's not like my fuck.
Yeah, the fuck is the go-to.
Yeah.
Fuck, shit.
Fuck, shit, damn. Those are my big ones. Is
Damn.
damn even a curse word? Oh.
Is it damn even a curse word these days? You tell me.
I don't know.
I mean, it originally was like a shortened version of God damn it, but like... Even
See,
then, people don't find
I
that
don't
offensive.
know. I'm one of I'm one of those people that I like to throw out profanities in inappropriate situations to see how people react. I love cursing at family dinners. It's like 4 years in a row.
Do you like
I've
just
gotten
offending people?
multiple fucks out at Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner.
See, that's really interesting because I
The
don't think
look on my grandparents' face is just priceless, dude.
Do they care?
Not really, but
Yeah.
it's like they don't really care, but they still give me that kind of look like
Interesting. See, that's a really funny thing.
that kind of like that wasn't necessary.
For me, I don't think I could ever get away with it. My parents are much older. My youngest, I don't even have. I've never met my grandparents. That's how old my parents, how young my dad is compared to his parents. So my dad is 16 years younger than his brothers. So my uncles are 75.
Oh, I see. So
So,
your
like,
grandparents were
They're like they'd be like
dead before you were like old enough to really.
yeah, exactly. I wasn't even. Well, my parents also had me late.
So your dad was late, and then you were also late. So you're like
my dad was born in his mother's 40s.
Jeez.
And then my uncles were born pretty early on, and then my dad had me. My parents had me in their 30s, mid 30s.
I see.
So like this is like
That's crazy.
like my youngest. Let me put it this way: my youngest cousin's 42.
Yeah.
And my oldest second cousin is 1 month younger than me.
Wow.
So a generation below is 1 month younger than me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My extended family is kind of like that, where there's like starts at the grandparents, and then there's like 2 different legs, and one has an extra generation.
Gotcha. But then here's the other thing: is that the word like fuck, it's just not gonna happen.
In front of your parents?
Oh, not in front of. Yeah, I'm never swearing in front of my parents.
Are you serious?
Fuck that.
Dude, I've been swearing in front of my parents since I was in like 8th grade.
Yeah, see, that was like the one thing I never swear in front of my parents, but we would just have other arguments and that sort of stuff. So.
Jeez, I don't know. I guess I just have a weird relationship with my parents.
Yeah, my parents were pretty PC. It's funny he kicked me out.
Yeah,
they're pretty PC still.
When I was in 8th grade, my dad was going to drive me to school, and I was walking to school, and he was driving me to work, and he stopped I was halfway to school, and he kind of stopped. He was going to pick me up, and as soon as I went to open the door, he just flipped me off and sped away, and then drove to work. It's just like a joke, just some playful bird flipping in the morning.
Nice.
But let's have that kind of back and forth, I guess.
I
laughed.
you.
It was a good laugh. It would have been a good tweet if I was on Twitter back in that day. Probably would have gotten a couple of retweets.
5-year-old tweet.
The pre-Twitter tweets.
The pre-Twitter tweets before even Twitter happened.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting.
I don't know. It's. I like to think of curse words as sentence enhancers. That's how I think about them.
Are they necessary though?
No, they're totally unnecessary. They are a luxury of the American lifestyle, man. Living the American dream. I can say fuck whenever I want.
Cool.
It's like, I
can say fuck in any country.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have a lot of clothes that are old, like hoodies that have the elbows are all torn up and stuff. I'll wear it to a family dinner. I don't give a shit. And my grandparents are always like, oh, they always say something like, oh, I see you wore your finest clothes. I'm like, who am I trying to impress here, guys? You guys already like me, all right? This isn't like you guys aren't first date material.
Who
am I trying to impress?
You're not impressing, but it's good to feel formal. You don't necessarily get to dress formal all the time. I don't
rarely get to dress formal.
Although, and I feel like I want to take that opportunity. And my parents are probably somebody that might be worthy.
Worthy?
They're worthy of my.
I think of dress clothes differently. I think of it more like I have to impress somebody, and I feel like I don't have to impress my family.
I feel like I want to impress myself.
Oh, it's like a sign of respect almost.
Yeah, a little bit. I respect my parents, even though we don't necessarily get along. But
no wonder my family hates me.
Yeah, well, no, you just gotta give them. I'm just kidding. You gotta appreciate a little bit. I don't know.
Appreciate, yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a culture thing. You could choose however you want to perceive that. I feel like with American culture, typically you wear your finest or whatever you want to call it. For sure. And I feel like I don't mind dressing up, right? So maybe that's just me. I definitely like wearing suits whenever I can. I actually just don't get to wear suits ever because that's kind of how our job is. So
yeah. See, I like. I don't like wearing suits, but I like wearing blazer and button-up. When I was younger, I really hated dress clothes, but I wear tight pants. So it's the baggy pants that always.
You can get tight, but that's in style now. It's tight suits.
Yeah, it's getting
not tight suits, but
tighter.
More slimming fitting suits.
Yeah.
So
I discovered that.
Yeah, typically back in the 90s or even early 2000s, you got the big poof.
Yeah, and I discovered you need to ask for the European cut in America.
You ask for the slim cut.
Whatever. Either if you say that, they
ask
know
for what's in style.
Ask for what's in style. I made that mistake. It doesn't always work
I definitely enjoy fashion a little bit. Unfortunately, I fucking don't get to ever. So it's like
you're a fashion buff, Conrad, the fashion guy.
Yeah, I definitely just like fashion, especially when I was a little thinner. I used to be a little thinner.
About the suits.
It's funny. It was back in Phoenix, so nobody was ever gonna fucking see me anyway. But I definitely like looking, smart. I would never I'm definitely the person where I'm not about the esports t-shirt and blazer. Very, very, very few people can pull that off.
Oh yeah, I'm really not that big on the t-shirt blazer. It's too. I don't know. It just
it can look really good. I think somebody I saw somebody like Milk wear it for a thing where he wears a V-neck. And he wears a really thin blazer, but it's a casual blazer. He's not trying to be a formal suit blazer.
Okay, I can see
that's cool.
I could see. I need to get some casual blazers. All my blazers are they're very suity.
You should go to Uniqlo, dude. Oh wait, it's only in San Francisco and New York and Japan, but that place is legit. You can order them online.
The casual blaze. I feel like a blazer is something you really want to. God damn it! I feel like that's something you really want to try on though. Ordering a blazer on the internet sounds like a bad idea.
Well, the thing is, you can always get everything tailored, right?
I guess that's a good point. That's true.
Right? That's the beauty of tailoring is like Photoshop for your clothes, except usually you can't do it yourself. That's kind of the way I look at it.
It's like Photoshop for your clothes. I actually need to get my dress clothes dry cleaned. I got a big pile of them over here on the floor.
Nice.
They were, it was a disaster, but...
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, well, it was more just I threw it all in a suitcase. I had dry cleaning that I needed to get done before I moved out here.
Yeah.
And I waited too long, so I threw it all in a suitcase, and then I never unpacked that suitcase, so everything was wrinkled like fuck.
Nice. Just get a steamer, dude.
I know you're telling me about the steamer.
Dude, the steamer life.
I said something about ironing, and you're just like, who irons?
Fuck ironing, okay? You get a steamer.
So
right?
like, is it literally like you just buy a steamer?
Yeah,
that's
just
like
look
a
up
thing?
what a steamer is. Yeah.
Steamer. I said streamer. That's my bad.
Wow.
Steamer.
Oh, look at that thing.
$200.
Mine's like 60.
Homedics.
So yeah, that's what you do is you put your clothes, like mine has a hanger on it, and you just fucking steam that stuff. And it's just like, yeah, you just put steam comes out. It's really easy, and there's...
It works that well. I feel like this is an infomercial. Dude.
You know what? I will send you a video that you can maybe
sponsored by steamers.
I would legit be, if I could be sponsored by a steamer, that would be the best. But like, it's just so simple to do. Yeah. I don't know.
I was never big on ironing, but I ironed the fuck out of some of my clothes before the first episode of In the Studio, and I was like, ironing's not that bad.
You'll think steaming is even better. It's
really?
even quicker. Like, I don't actually iron any of my clothes or hang them up necessarily. I just steam them before I go out. It takes about 2 minutes.
All right. It's weird how I used to really hate doing mundane, like grindy tasks like ironing. I was just like, fuck that. I don't care if my clothes are wrinkly. It's a waste of time.
And then you saw it on camera once on a show, right?
Well, that's true. I didn't want to look wrinkly on the show, but it's also like I've come to value those kind of like therapeutic mundane tasks. Like before a show like that, when I'm like going over the head in my notes in my head, it's like a good time to just like you're doing something that is like distracting you, so you're not just like, for me, that like 45 minutes before you're about to go live is the worst. Where it's like, all right, I've already prepared, I already have all my shit, and there's nothing I have to do now besides wait. Oh. And that's where I just sit there and I start to get anxious and I like overthink and I'm just like, all right, I can't fuck up the opening. Like I gotta make sure I plug this and like
you just gotta chill.
I go a little manic for that first.
Chill, dude. Like just
I have trouble chilling.
Yeah, so the best way
so ironing helps me chill.
I gotcha.
Listen to Bass Hunter, whip out the Bass Hunter, get the iron going on. It's good shit, man. Poor Bass Hunter.
What?
No,
I definitely understand like the thing to chill for. I don't know. I work much better under pressure. So like for me, like there's no chill time. It's the best part.
I do too. Once the pressure starts,
I need all the pressure.
This is before the pressure. Like once the show, like once the camera's on, and the lights are on, that's the pressure, and that's when I just have to do it. That's the easy part.
Gotcha. I don't find any that makes me like helps me chill. That's kind of like a thing for me. Like I just like getting it done, going forward and just doing it. The best way for me to relax is you breathe in through your nose, you breathe out through your mouth.
Oh, shit, Charlie tried to call me. That spotted dog.
Why would I want to talk to that kid?
Oh, God.
But yeah, breathe in through your...
Relax.
Helps me relax quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that's why I like yoga, man. Yoga's helped me relax a little bit. It's nice to have that hour of just like... My favorite part is the end. You just go corpse pose and lay there, listen to the ladies say nice things about your body relaxing.
You into like ASMR stuff?
ASMR?
ASMR?
What the fuck is that?
Audio, sensory... No, ASMR.
Oh, no, E.
Yeah, audio, sensory, median response.
The fuck is
this?
this?
So essentially it's like it gives you like a tingling sensation in your head. Some people are like really into this stuff and they're like, you're talking to your ear like this, and I'm gonna make or I guess I can do it for them like, alright, so we're gonna do like a little thing with the stuff, and then we're gonna scratch the desk a little bit here. And then... So
this is like, do you actually touch the person, or is this you just literally whisper into their ear? Is that all this is?
No, I mean you should just try one of these later. I feel like this might be something that can help.
So that's what I mean. It's like you just listen to it. That's all it is.
Yeah, you listen to it. Sometimes there are visual stuff that you can like kind of watch. Like some people like do like role play stuff, where you like some. I remember somebody was telling me about this like space adventure one. Like here's the thing, I kind of wish I knew a little bit more about it, but I think it's
orgasms.
Really funny.
People have orgasms from this autonomous sensory meridian response.
Dude, I don't know.
I've been missing out scientific reactions.
See, man, I feel like me coming to the show like taught you a lot about things.
Seriously, look, goosebumps. What's going on with those?
It's like goosebumps. Like, it can give you goosebumps and stuff. Apparently.
All right. I mean, why are they called goosebumps? By the way.
Well, they call them goosebumps because they are, bumps from the skin where you usually grow hair, and then you.
I don't fucking know.
Intense emotion.
Goosebumps are created when tiny muscles at the base of each hair, known as erector pili muscles, that's totally probably wrong, contract and pull the hair erect. The reflex is started by a sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for many flight or fight responses.
Oh yeah, fight or flight. I learned
As
about
in
that.
response to cold, in animals covered with fur or hair, the erect hairs trap the air and create a layer of insulation. Goosebumps can also be a response to anger or fear. The erect hairs make an animal appear larger or in order to intimidate enemies. This can be observed by of the imitation of chimpanzee
Hands-free
intimidation.
orgasm? Jesus, Barracuda.
There, dude. See? Hands-free orgasm.
What is
Asthma.
a Hitachi magic wand? Do I want to know what this is?
It is a
you know-
one
you
of the
know what
most
it is?
popular vibrator devices. It's a very,
Oh,
very
shit, you can get
I'm
it, if
pretty
you can get
sure
it on
it's-
Amazon.
I bet it's the
That's
number
legit.
one. Look at that. It's so casual looking.
I don't understand. Is it for men or women?
Does it look
Or
like...
both.
Where would that fit in a man?
I don't know.
There's only one place that would fit in a man.
Yeah. So it's for women? Is that what you're
It's
telling
for
me?
women.
Okay. What's so special about it? Like, what makes
Well,
this...
first of all, it's got a non-phallic appearance. It's the most popular massager for over 30 years.
Massager.
And electric but constant powerful vibration. Of course, they're not going to advertise it as a here's a dildo for your. You know, there's like some kids looking up something's like, yo, you're supposed to put this in the place where you're probably not supposed to put anything but a penis.
But I just don't understand why this one is so much more special than any
It's
other
fucking
of
legendary,
the
dude.
vibrators.
Look
Like,
up,
what's...
just look up vibrator.
Can we read some reviews?
Best money I've ever spent. Wow, this is the best money I've ever spent. Of course, I don't know how this will work for others, but based on the good reviews, my husband and I ordered this. It arrived today, and I couldn't be happier. I'm in my 30s, and I've never been able to have an orgasm. After reading books and trying up another toy and working tirelessly alone with my hubby on this, I was beyond frustrated. I got this today within 5 or 10 minutes. I finally knew what all the fuss was about. It worked for me. I'm sure it works wonderful for sore muscles too. Winky face. Yeah. Normally I wouldn't write a review about some personal topic, but you know how embarrassing and frustrating my struggle was. So I'm hoping this might be of help to someone else.
Thanks, happy shopper. That's great.
Let's get some of these comments in.
In before
Thank
the
you
NSA
so much for.
comes and confiscates her vibrator.
Oh, they'll come.
Oh, they'll come.
Well, she'll come first, but
I've been married almost 8 years, and I'm exactly where you were before you found this quote toy. I just ordered a wall body massager. Wish I had found this first.
Body massage.
All right, so what did you want to look? Just type in vibrator. Is that what you said?
Yeah, or maybe not vibrator, but like I don't know, massage. I don't know what they would even call it. I just wanted to see if it was number one. I'm pretty sure it is.
How do you spell massager?
Right there.
Oh yeah, good call.
Vibration massage female. Whatever. We don't need to look this up.
Yeah, how did we? What? What the fuck, man?
This is what happens when you have somebody like me on a show.
Oh my god. Well, that's good. It added a little spice.
Wow, I don't want Conrad to read this.
Stock brought, killing it. Jesus Christ.
Hopefully you enjoyed that glorious.
Worth the hype. Someone order Zyori one. I don't have the right parts for that.
Yo, I'll add that to my Amazon.
Add that to my Amazon wish list.
You guys can buy me one. I'll do it. It'll be in your history now, by the way.
That's okay, man.
Really bad thing. I ordered
Oh,
underwear.
fuck. So now I'm gonna get ads for.
You won't get ads, but it's there. But yeah, one time I ordered underwear from Amazon, and all I got were lingerie ads, which I'm not complaining about. But like, you're trying to look up Amazon for like electronic products, and your boss comes behind you, and he's like, well, not comes, but you know what I mean. He's just out there behind you, and then he's just like looking, and it's like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, I'm looking up some products for the studio, and he did not believe me.
I showed my dad how to use BitTorrent, and he was just flabbergasted.
Well, did you actually make him use BitTorrent, or did you make him use uTorrent?
I made him use uTorrent and the Pirate Bay.
Right, you're in.
And he was not digging on the ads that they show on the Pirate Bay. He was just like, Jesus, dude, it's like watching porn. I'm like, Dad, just don't look at the ads. Just like, I really trained
should have given him AdBlock, dude.
Dude, fuck that, dude. Fuck AdBlock. I don't encourage anyone to use AdBlock ever. I have never installed it on a computer, and I am proud to say I've never used AdBlock. I mean,
what if I did it secretly without telling you and you wouldn't even notice? Would you notice?
Absolutely. I would notice that my YouTube videos don't have ads
anymore.
I
pretended to buy a YouTube Turbo.
YouTube Turbo. Just, dude, I hooked you up with the YouTube Turbo. It's this new thing. Oh, God. All right. There's one last topic we need to hit. We probably need to wrap soon.
Yeah,
it's good, dude.
This is a long podcast.
It's all good, man. It's all good. But Google and Twitch. That's fingers interlacing.
Yeah, see, you should have done that. Google and Twitch. But that's just me. Well, I would have not done the full fist, but
so
what do you want
shit,
to talk
man.
about?
I mean, I feel like we have to. I would be doing a disservice. I didn't even mention it, but I don't know what there is to say. It's still a rumor, so nobody knows anything. But the rumor is that YouTube, owned by Google, wants to buy Twitch for somewhere about $1 billion.
Okay.
With a B. It's a lot of
nice Breaking Bad reference, dude. I got you, dude.
Fuck.
I got you.
Breaking Bad is good shit, man.
It's a good show.
But I don't know. What do you think, Conrad? How realistic are the rumors? Do you think?
Pretty realistic.
What are the chances this time next month we'll be making money from Google?
Unlikely.
Okay. Well,
I don't think a deal like this will go through that fast.
that was an arbitrary amount of time.
Well, you take the specific time and I answered with a specific answer.
Okay,
dude.
so but you think it's pretty likely that the Googlers are interested in old Twitch?
There's definitely no way that Google's not interested in somebody like Twitch. If you look at them like max concurrence, especially the biggest problem that Google has right now, or sorry, not Google, but YouTube, Google product, is live streaming. And Twitch is doing that better than anybody else right now. Better than any other company. And they're just gaming focused. They kind of went with a company like Machinima, which I think they even created on their own. No, actually, I think they purchased that. And look where that's kind of
YouTube?
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought YouTube for sure.
They bought YouTube?
Google?
I'm talking about Machinima.
Oh, sorry.
YouTube.
I was reading Twitch chat as well.
Wow, thanks for really being insightful and really caring about your podcast guest.
I'm sorry. I'm creeping on this Barracuda person that started off the whole vibrator talk. I was wondering how that started, and then I remembered, oh, yes, somebody linked it.
All right. So, long story short, Machinima was purchased, and, they make great YouTube content, quite popular YouTube content. They're obviously a content partner for YouTube. But they are not having any of this live stream stuff, and I think that's what YouTube wants to push in the near future.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, so... Machinima, which used to be a really popular term back in the day. I made a Machinima. It's using in-game stuff to make a video.
That always confused me because, like, I had always heard it used that way, and then there was, like, that moment of time where I didn't realize Machinima was an actual, like, brand.
Yeah.
So it was like...
I actually worked on a Machinima production.
Oh, yeah?
The Forward Unto Done, the...
11 million subs. Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
It's huge.
Yeah, dude.
The Machinima network.
It's pretty powerful. But yeah, I worked on Forward Unto Dawn back in Vancouver when I was working in film. And that was actually really cool, except they're pretty cheap. I can understand why they're cheap. It's not necessarily, it's just because it's not used to having like real film money. Real film money is outrageously expensive. Machinima also made that Mortal Kombat short series.
Oh, yeah.
I could have worked on that, but I chose not to.
Okay.
I think it's really cool. Machinima's cool, but I think the one thing that YouTube wants to push forward is live streaming. And
Definitely.
I think $1 billion is actually too little. Or the best deal. Let me put it this way, actually. In 2006, guess how much YouTube was bought for by Google?
I know this. I read about it. I can't remember. Was it $1 billion?
It was $1.6 billion.
1.6
Could
billion.
you tell me that YouTube now is worth $1.6 billion?
It's worth way more.
You're absolutely wrong if you say yes. Because it's like... YouTube's popularity has just grown to a level. I don't think even Twitch is worth $1 billion now. It's worth much more than that.
The growth potential, like looking at how quickly Twitch has grown over the. How long has Twitch been a thing? Like 2.5 years since it became Twitch off of Justin.
No, it's like 4 years. Dude.
Has it been that long?
5 years, yeah.
No, it hasn't been that long. I started it. StarCraft 2.
I lied. I'm sorry. It's 3 years. 2011, 2012.
Here's
the thing. I remember.
It's shorter than the amount of time I've been doing esports.
Okay.
Twitch happened after StarCraft 2.
Okay, so I had... No. It happened during StarCraft 2.
Well, after the release of StarCraft 2.
Yes, after the release.
Release is the key word I was lacking.
You missed that one.
Don't
ask me a specific question if you don't want a specific answer, dude. That's like one thing that I definitely... I knew people who worked at Justin before they worked at Twitch. Or I knew some of the first employees at Twitch.
I knew Elaine before she got hired at Justin.
It's like brag, dude.
I'm just saying. I'm an OG too. If we're gonna flap around our big meaty pre-Twitch dicks here, all right. I'm gonna flip mine around. Also.
How many times have you been to the Twitch houses? I've been to all 3.
I've never been to.
I've been to all 3, dude. I've been to all 3. But you want to get these going?
Bested again, limp noodle. Yeah.
I go there every week. Sometimes, actually, I don't go there every week. Long story short,
big braggerino.
Yeah. Can I have one of these cough drops?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're
not even mine. Awesome. They're leftovers from the high ground,
These
guys.
definitely sound sketchy, but whatever.
That could have been in Greg's
launch
butt.
June 6th, 2011. Okay, so yeah, I do not know the Kappa guy in real life.
So three, just about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Okay,
I said 2.5 years.
That's like 1 year off out of a total of 3 years.
Oh yeah,
It's not that close. It's like, yo, I got 60% of the job done. I was close though.
I almost passed.
Long story short, Twitch has been like a great growing company, and it's definitely beneficial to the growth of esports. One thing that happened in esports was a lot of up and downs based on certain things that happened within the scene. So this is actually really good. I'm really excited to see where this sort of goes. So
the question is, will Google ruin it though? That's what a lot of people are afraid of. Point of reference: YouTube comments, Google Plus.
Didn't they remove that?
I don't know. Did they?
See, I don't know.
Either
I don't
way,
comment on YouTube. Cause,
yeah, I mean, seriously.
I mean,
of all the things to be upset about, it's just like, guys, if you're one of those guys that's like, you just ruined my ability to comment on YouTube videos.
No, but it really matters for some people. Some people, like the same interaction like we have with Twitch chat.
True, yeah,
is the same thing for them in their YouTube videos.
So you're telling me some people really take YouTube comments seriously?
Yes.
That is like the one thing that I just like.
You take Twitch chat seriously?
It's
and see, for somebody who's
bit.
primarily a YouTube content creator, of course they're going to take that seriously. That's their only constructive feedback. Whether it be constructive or not, is how you choose to
the difference, though, for Twitch chat is that's your audience. Like, I use Twitch chat mostly to be able to tell if there's, like, audio issues. To tell, like, if there's, like, a picnic. That's, like, my monitor.
Sure, but
YouTube, it's not a monitor. It's just a feed of bullshit.
No, but it's a feedback. It's like Reddit without Reddit. You know? That's the way you look at most of your feedback for how well you did.
I guess that's true.
It's Reddit, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Or sometimes even YouTube.
Yeah, I guess I'm biased against YouTube because it's my secondary means of production,
it's
not my primary.
It's not what you care about.
Yeah, okay,
or somebody who
Conrad with the knowledge.
Somebody like PewDiePie who has whatever 60 million YouTube. Of course he's never going to read because he's got 60 million. But like, say somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fiending on those
like
YouTube
some small
comments.
band that's up and coming, and they post their stuff up there.
That's true.
That's really cool. People really like my band. That's legit.
All right. I feel
so that's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Those I would be sad if Kappa if Kappa was released to the rest of the world. I'd be totally down.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Generally speaking, I have faith in Google. I think they've done well with most of the things they've picked up. I think a lot of people say like YouTube was great, then Google bought it and they ruined it. I think that's a load of
no, it's not YouTube ruined it or Google ruined it. It's YouTube got too big. Of course, Twitch, when it was like a small community of people, like when I first started using it, it wasn't, whatever. Like, it was whatever. Everybody hang out, you on your channel, you had 100 people. Oh my god, 100 people! This is crazy!
And then madness.
And I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I don't think it's going to be ruined. Will there be issues and things that people will not be... like whenever Facebook changes, people go kind of crazy. I feel like there'll be a change to Twitch when maybe something like that. Yeah. If a deal like this does go through, and people will go kind of crazy.
Definitely.
But, at least this is like a good sign that YouTube understands. I mean, I would say the number one thing on Twitch right now is probably esports, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, not always. There's actually a lot of like general gaming stuff, but I'd say the number one thing is esports. So it shows that YouTube actually understands, or Google even understands that this exists. So somewhere where it can grow to like a really cool level. I don't know.
Yeah, I think at face value, it's good for esports, like you're talking about, in terms of like just representing how much things are growing and like real interest of people with real money. Like Google's got a lot of clams to throw around, but
I bet they do.
I bet they do as well. But I don't know. It's a little bit scary, but I have some faith. It's scary because like at BTS, for example, the vast majority of our revenue is from Twitch revenue, right? That's our business model is based around streaming on Twitch and running ads. So it's just like
really?
I have really.
That seems kind of strange.
What do you mean?
Well, you just be getting contract money for doing certain events, or
I mean that's some of it, but
you just said majority.
Over 50%.
Wow, that's impressive.
I mean, we stream a lot, dude.
Of course.
Our stream is on a lot.
I understand that, but I would not make that my business model. What happens if Dota tournaments just stop happening?
Well, that's what I mean. That's why it's scary. That's why.
No, and you should have another business model.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's more. Yeah, it's just like one of those things where maybe majority wasn't the right word. That makes it sound like if Twitch went away, we would have no means of doing anything anymore.
That was what.
So okay, maybe that was a little bit too bold, but like. Let's say we would miss the Twitch revenue if like we couldn't run commercials on Twitch anymore, right?
Sure.
So it's just scary to think about something that is so core, like
to your product.
We don't even have a fucking website, right? That's how important Twitch is to us. Well, okay, we sort of have a website.
Come on, dude. I know this.
We have a Summit portal. It's not a full blown website.
Is it called BeyondTheSummit.com?
We have
.net. I can't remember.
.tv, bro.
What?
Come on, bro.
Wow.
Dude, if you
wow.
Like our Twitch is so important to us that if you go to BeyondTheSummit.tv, it takes you to our Twitch page.
Good.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think that's necessarily bad for our business model as much as it's just scary in context of like Google buying out Twitch, what does that mean for us? You know, how does that change potential ad rates? How does that change the way Google will interact with their partners? And it probably won't change very much right after the buyout, but you know, 1, 2, 3 years down the road, Google will start wanting to do things there.
What if there's certain ad fills that they want to fill in, and then they say you can't advertise this, and this?
Right. You know, yeah. What if Google wants to say, okay, that's great. Now we've got Google Ads up on this, and you know, third-party sponsors are not as kosher. You know, stuff like that. It's just there are a lot of potential things that just make it sort of scary as someone who is like, I mean, you know, part of my salary comes from Twitch revenue. So it's I think it's good, but just a little bit scary when there's so much power being shifted around.
I got you, dude.
But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is there as well. We definitely make money off of YouTube ads. But,
yeah.
It's secondary.
Well, the question is how much will Google actually use that ownership? You know, will they actually just straight up integrate into YouTube, or will they keep the site the same and just just own it?
That's a good question,
right?
And it's weird how people are like, oh, well, fucking Google, they'll keep it the same and then they'll change it later. It's like, well, they kind of have to. They can't just like buy Twitch and then rip it apart and turn it into YouTube, because then you're buying a brand just to destroy it. Like, part of buying that brand is so that you can like slowly integrate it and have like all the brands play nice together.
It just depends on how they choose to utilize it. You know?
Right. I mean, look at YouTube. Now everybody knows that YouTube is part of Google, but YouTube is still YouTube. So I think Twitch, even if this buyout happens, I don't think Twitch will turn into like YouTube Live.
Well, the biggest thing that people were talking about, for at least from my opinion, was rip copyrighted music. Which is like one of my most popular tweets for actually just doing nothing. I literally typed in rip copyrighted music. I got like 30 retweets and 30 favorites. I was like, what?
That's such a weird issue, man. The whole like copyright music thing. It's like you're not really supposed to, but you kind of can.
Well,
it
just chooses how they decide to enforce it. And if it's automatic, like they do now with their YouTube content, that will affect a lot of people. But then that brings in more free stuff. You know, will streamers be able to utilize? You know, especially up and comers.
It's an inconvenience, but at the end of the day, that one doesn't bother me as much, because like you're kind of ripping music. So like if there's an like how YouTube has an automated way to stop people from doing that. It's an inconvenience as a content creator, but I'm okay with it. I think it's fair enough. What worries me more is YouTube has a pretty shitty DMCA policy. It's good if you want to take stuff down.
We talked about this the other day, I think.
It's the DMCA policy is really bad if, for example, you upload a video and then somebody sends a false claim saying that like, no, I actually own this, even though you have to check the box that says you could be sued if you're lying. It still fucks. Yeah, it still fucks your video, and then like you go into this dispute thing where there's like no mechanism for people that are just trolling.
We even had an issue, like one of the songs that plays at the end of D2L. We technically own. We purchased the rights for it. Every single this video is flagged for this song, and I'm like, well, I purchased this. Yes, and it becomes a kind of a hassle, but that's just kind of how it is. So
that's actually another issue as well, where if you actually buy the rights to a song, but they're still copyrighted, it's like, well, I own this, but it still gets flagged by your system.
Well, not own it, but
or like I have
the rights.
I bought permission to use it for this video.
Yeah,
that's another issue where the YouTube DMCA thing is. I wouldn't say it's a failure, but it doesn't accommodate that properly. I guess so. That's really scary for you know, Twitch stuff, where you have to just deal with trolls and people that give no shits and will just DMCA anything just to, you know, be an inconvenience.
Kind of how it is sometimes, you know. This troll's gonna troll.
Troll's gonna troll, but it's interesting. At the end of the day, I think I would put that in my good news column.
Okay.
I think so. It's cool.
I'm putting the tentative.
It's crazy to think that like I've applied for jobs at Twitch. Obviously, I never got one, but it's just like, damn. There's like an alternate universe where Zyori is going to be a Googler a year from now. If Google gets bought up by Twitch. I don't know. That's what I call them.
We Google employees, like
we're the Googlers, dude. We're the Googlers.
I'm pretty sure them call themselves Googlers. I'm gonna ask I have a friend that works there. I'm not gonna ask.
I've met a couple of Google employees, and they didn't refer to themselves as Googlers.
I'm gonna say nobody refers.
In my head, I was just like some fucking Googlers.
Like, I'm like you'll like go to somebody's Twitter and they'll be like Googler. No, I don't think anybody's putting that one in, dude. Like Rioter, I get it. Googler, I don't feel like that's gonna.
Hey, you know Sigma, right? You know about the Sigmers?
Yeah, I know.
Sigma.gg.
Ripping pepperonis.
Dude, I feel so. Dude, it took them so long to get this site together. No, I feel bad. It took them.
Why do you feel bad, dude?
Because like Sigma was like a pretty legit team for a while. Was it? For a little while. I mean, they were doing some shit.
Less than a year, dude.
Less than a year. For a little while.
That's what's a little while. I mean, like
Less than a year. I don't know. Not a very... There was a sliver of time where Sigma was a
You've
legit
opened up a
team.
can of worms here, dude.
What? You don't think Sigma was ever legit? Is
No,
that the...
I think they're a legit team. There's some fantastic players that played on that team.
So then what's your beef, dude?
I'm fucking mad as my beef, dude.
Oh, you don't like him?
Well,
You're mad at Mad?
I'm mad at Mad, dude.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, first of all, he specifically the incident of the remake boys, whatever you want to call it.
Wait, was that on your watch? Was that in D2L?
No, it was not actually. It just bothers me when somebody does something like that. They're like what do they call it? Just put right light, dude.
No, fuck the right light. We'll try.
Okay, he's adding some stuff. Long story short, the remake boys. It's like he tried to show Sigma being this team of like, we're trying to do stuff for the people. We're trying to care. This is this, and this.
Yeah.
And then he does that. And you know what? There's no definitive proof. And then the apology was lackluster at best. And you wouldn't even.
You saw it on in the studio. We got that apology.
Cool, dude.
We interviewed him. I'm just saying.
I
We
was
went there.
about to punch you in the nuts, and I apologize. Is that cool after I do that? Like, is that cool?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
That's the thing. It's
So
like,
what was his apology lacking?
No, it wasn't probably what he tweeted immediately after that game started. Rocks. He literally flamed Roxkiss, saying, how dare they do this level 1 roast? They're not even trying to play the game. No,
Wait,
it's
did
in
he,
the game.
Did he really tweet that?
Yeah, I'd love to go look up his Twitter and find that because I like.
We might have the power, man.
Yeah, and it's just like somebody like that, like this is already in the game. It's like telling me, oh, you know what? I don't really like. I really love this game and I really care about this game, but you know what? I'm gonna pick up the ball when I play. Do you
remember
soccer.
roughly like when that happened? What month or what?
Ages ago? You go in February, dude.
Is it earlier than February?
No, it's like
we're back. No, we'll just do a Control F here. Look at this. What did he tweet? Like
just rocks.
Fucking Christ! All right, rocks. Let's see here.
Continue.
Down.
Oh yeah. Hashtag level 2 Dota. Now teams not willing to play if they don't start off the game level 2. Go play Dota Rust. This is after they chose to do the remake, which was completely their fault. Oh no, he skilled the wrong ability. Like
I am not sympathetic for that. Hey, look, Chris was in.
Yeah, and I just found this so not.
Chris, that's worth a retweet. I know it's old, but so that's a good tweet. It's worthy.
Yeah, if you actually cared about the subject,
I'm listening.
a month ago. No, I was kidding. No, I was gonna say a month ago. Like, long story short, like he just tried to build this team of being like, this is this. We're for the team. We're for the players. And then like he just shits on every tournament. Like by doing stuff like this, and then forfeiting a whole bunch of things. Sure, you have internal issues. Just drop out of the tournament, dude. And
that's true. Yeah. And
like people,
the way they handled that with Starlight,
and like
was
the way he
atrocious.
handled not getting invited to D2Ls, like how dare these teams not invite us? And you know what? You didn't deserve to be invited during that season, and you didn't deserve to be invited the next season. Yeah, dude. You were really good in between, but you didn't deserve.
At the end of Starladder, when they had like 3 games to go, and they were like their team was kind of in shambles, but it wasn't public yet. Their excuse was 3 of our players are having connection issues today. Sorry, we can't play. It's just say it.
You care about your players, just
that's one of those fuck you.
Yeah, and it's
fuck off.
And it's like people are trying to, this isn't just your. I guess it's also the selfishness of a player like that, where somebody like him was able to, just say, oh, we have connection issues, blah blah blah. You know what? You're not going to get invited ever again to a lot of other tournaments because of what you did. At least Sigma, the organization, doesn't necessarily exist anymore. But like,
the website's still live.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, dude. Think players, be Sigmers. Come on, dude. You gotta be a Sigmer. Like, join the movement. Take the pledge. Did you read the ethics charter?
No, let's read what his ethics have to say about this.
Let's do this.
Let's read.
Fuck it. Let's full screen this bitch. Let's do this.
All right. The philosophy is that drives Sigma is a simple one and heavily influenced by a wide range of people that organize and push and meet when in esports. Whether the fan player, just fucking tell me what it is. By aspiring to be model players, which they have proven not to be, regardless of skill level. I'm not going to flame any players on that team. It will help build the reputation of our scene as well as its credibility.
The very inverse of what they did.
The reputation of our scene and well as its credibility. Can I just quote this 100 fucking times? The story of Sigma's creation is Palace's philosophy that amateur professional players will be pivotal in the growth of esports. Blah, 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 formed by the passion, blah, 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 to strengthen and build bonds between our players and our community. Can I just quote something he just said on his Twitter? Oh, now teams not willing to play. Like, he's literally flaming other players. Like,
Alright, I dig. I feel you.
Not only partners, not only followers. We at Sigma believe that esports and standard is similar in any ways. That's why we insist on signing a code of ethics.
Dude, did you sign it in? Sign it, mail it in?
I would have legit shit on that piece of paper and then sent that in, is what I would have
We got a proud
done.
Sigmer here, boys.
It would help us promote our values. It's just the thing. I don't necessarily hate fucking Madden, and I appreciate what he tried to do, but he proved himself to be hypocritical what
Yeah.
he claimed.
Yeah.
And that's what actually what bothers me, is people who chose to be, he didn't even attempt to be a Sigmer. Okay? He didn't even attempt to be his own fucking thing.
He didn't even attempt to be a Sigma.
And that's just
the highlight of this.
and that's
podcast.
just the way.
Next to the old wrinkly dicks.
Yeah, please never again. And this is just why that bothered me. Like that's what's frustrating. And like the team, They really upgraded. They really updated this recently. Look, we got fucking Mad here. Oh, I've noticed he's not on any team. Miggle, ripping pepperonis, dude. Pass.
Yeah.
Shashka, you guys are all good dudes, but like,
I mean, I think what they were trying to go for with the whole Sigma idea isn't a bad idea on paper. Like, get this nice community, but
so is communism, dude.
yeah,
Like-
but it's just the fact that they proved it to be utter bullshit takes away from this idea for like the next person that wants to do it. If there is like a team that wants to do like this Sigma thing, but like
So instead of
genuinely-
like Chairman Mao, we can go to like Kim Jong Il. Like that's what you're telling me here. In a perfect world,
it's just the whole thing is just stupid. Like, did you download the movement?
no.
Did you even look at the PDF?
No,
Fuck
they didn't
no.
even deserve my look.
Dude, it's so funny.
Mutual respect. Okay,
That's what I said. You didn't even read this?
I didn't even read
it's
this.
It's so good.
Respect, mutual respect is the prerequisite to be raised by competitions for humans and their. Who wrote this shit? As a player or a spectator, and to avoid the revelation of their most basic instincts. Let me just rephrase this tweet here, folks. This tweet here, and I said avoid the revelation of their most basic instincts.
Dude, I want to meet the guy that wrote this. I hope it was fucking mad.
Like, come on, man.
Surpassing
I mean,
oneself, passion, exemplary nature.
I'm sorry. This is like me going off here, but like,
Availability. Dude, this...
and I quote.
Wait, what is this word? The signatory?
No, okay, so I'm gonna read this one. This is just because this phrasing is not maybe the best. The signatory makes himself available. Himself. First of all, that is just legit terrible. That's assuming everybody who wants to be a Sigmer is a male. That's just mean.
They're right 9 out of 10 times,
And
but still.
That's
Douche
still
lickers.
1 in 10 times they're fucking up, dude.
That's true.
Like, I drive like pretty well 1 out of 10 times.
I hit a pedestrian
You know what I mean?
1 out of 10 times I drive.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's as possible for the electronic sport community. Never, people who are getting into esports, anybody who's getting into esports, please just don't use this phrase, electronic sport community. Nobody likes it. It just doesn't. And the games which Sigma Esport participates. Whoa! Their own players couldn't even participate.
Wait, what does this part even mean? Availability. The signatory makes himself available as possible
Because
for the
they're
electronic sport community.
to show that they care and are willing to do whatever it takes.
So part of being a Sigmer is just having time. Is that basically
Apparently,
what that means?
showing loyalty and fair play. Man, I didn't realize there's a whole segment of fair play allows limiting the codification. Why would you even be using these words? And development of rules that are mostly negative and could become restrictive. Sportsmanship does not only concern others, but everyone. The signatory will respect all his opponents, no matter the circumstances. Sports fundamental values. So, see, this is what happens when you let somebody who is not actually, like, somebody who cares about people...
Dude, we're
Maybe
only
he can't-
halfway done.
Oh
Like, you still
my
have
God.
loyalty, equity, and solidarity to go, man.
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't say that he doesn't care about people, but you know what I mean? Like, they truly don't actually know what they're actually caring or talking about. Like, using the word he, there's plenty of probably females that enjoy esports.
There's
and this,
plenty of probably females
Sorry,
that enjoy esports. What does that mean?
I mean, there's fine. There are plenty of females.
There are a lot of females
Yes, there are
that
a lot of
enjoy
females.
esports.
That,
Yes,
and
that's-
yes, that is less, but why should you restrict who wants to be a Sigmer?
It's also just bad grammar, dude.
I mean, they're French. It's okay. Like, They're not. Well, I'm just saying English is not their first language. Nothing against
That's
French.
true, that's
like,
true.
I mean, if you want to see me, like, I mean, I've technically learned French in school.
Dude, if
like,
this is your official Sigmer charter, I feel like you could just outsource it to someone who writes English as like this is their charter. This isn't just some article on their website.
no, I know, I understand what this is, and
Outsource that shit,
and
dude.
somebody who says, "Hey, this shouldn't be really shouldn't be the dump on Sigma time." Well, no, this is my opinion, and this is why
mean, Sigma's
Zyori
not
brought
even
me on
a
this show.
team.
No, it doesn't matter if they're a team or not. It's just he brought me on this show that like. To give my opinion, he decided to bring up a certain element of that, and he just happened to be an element I have a very strong opinion about.
I dig.
So,
I like opinions, man.
Long story short, shoutouts to this tweet, and there's many other very similar ones, especially him talking about level 1 Roche all the time. It's like, you know what? Like, Ice Frog obviously doesn't know what he's talking about, so... Clearly, you're right, Figma. Fantastic player, by the way. Actually, his mechanics are pretty poor, but I think his insight and the way he drafts, and he's actually probably one of the smartest players in the game.
Yeah. I mean, Sigma was pretty cheesy, to be fair. They did a lot of pain Marana.
No, cheesy is not necessarily
Cheesy's
bad.
not- it's not bad.
That is utilizing strats to its like fullest.
I'm not
extent.
saying you shouldn't, but I'm saying that it was gimmicky, and once their gimmick got figured out, they started losing games.
Then you gotta start having other gimmicks. I mean,
Right. I mean cheese in that context of
Gotcha.
like, not that particular strategy was bad,
mean-
but if that's like one of the only strategies you're using to win, then
you can say this to anybody. G.
Cheesy.
They still win.
What do you mean? What's so cheesy? What's
Farm Arteezy win game. Like,
well, that's not like
that's really not the entirety of it, but I'm generalizing.
well, but you still have a player that's like if your let's say Arteezy's the best player in the universe, so your strategy is 4 protect 1. You let your best player. Oh right, universe. Oh.
Universe, get it?
Yeah, but so that's still like a skill thing, Like if that's your strategy, you're saying that like Arteezy's skill is what carries us through. That's different from saying like
That's
what
not
carries us through is this cheesy like easy arrow strat.
It's not easy arrows.
Nightmare into Sacred Arrow.
Yeah, and this is what you call
Does
like.
it get easier?
Well,
than
first
that?
of all, I'm already gonna assume I'm gonna be picking Nature's Prophet into this lane, and then I use one of my creeps to take the nightmare off of me, and then I walk away, and that's why Shadow Demons picked everybody.
It's amazing once people realize that you could do that, and then
Dead game,
stop
boys.
winning, yeah. But yeah, the Sigmer thing was just be a Sigmer. It's just
Let me check out their streams. Oh wait, they don't stream. See, just the thing is, if you just made it as a team and a team that wanted to do well and win Dota, that'd be great. But you know what? They didn't. They chose it to be this sort of movement. And that's what ended up being poor for them.
I think it could have been okay if they were actually true to the thing. Even if they didn't win a lot.
Like
they
communism.
What do you mean? No, like
if communism, if it was true, it would be fantastic.
No. Like,
why is communism bad, dude?
No,
it's not in the purest sense. But unfortunately, human nature will always take the best.
Yeah, the humans are what fuck it up. But my point is that like. Even if they weren't like a winning team, right? Their cheese was figured out that if they had stuck together and like I remember when I asked Mad like on the morning show, he's like, no, dude, this is our TI4 roster. Like we're as serious as it gets, all that shit. If that was true and genuine, and they stuck through it, and they were like a real team, and they did this whole Sigmer thing, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea.
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
It's like human nature.
The fact that
like
it was a facade.
It's not a facade. He just chose to be hypocritical.
This is.
He didn't choose. Maybe.
Is this logo serious? Is it supposed to be like that, or was
that's a Sigma?
No, I mean look at the edges. Was it actually like just like an image they cropped off of Photoshop
Do I look like a guy who was on Sigma?
I don't know. Maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's just the rugged look that they're going for. I'm not really sure. Grungy. But like I think they could have done it if they were actually genuine. Like the communism analogy is a little loose.
I'm just sort of utilizing.
I know.
More general
I mean,
terms.
humans fucked it up, but my point is like it's obvious that it was kind of a sham from the get go. Like
I don't think it was just like a sham. I think there's a lot of potential. And
there's a lot of potential.
They showed it as a sham.
Well, it was just I mean, it was potential if they were genuine about their movement and Sigmers.
Sure,
but
sure.
What's obvious now is that it was just a load of bollocks. None of the players gave a shit about any of that stuff because as soon as things got rough, they split ways, and then their website is just sitting here idle. And they
shoutouts to this website coming out like 2 days after that incident.
Yeah, seriously,
nobody
that's
cares about it.
Yeah, that's the thing where like I feel like it's not a bad idea, but you have to actually pick a genuine group that are like really serious about staying together and fighting through that
no,
hard
I
part
agree.
and stuff.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I don't want to make this a shit on Sigma, but it just ended up coming up, and I wanted to.
I also just think that the word Sigmer is funny. Like,
it's a really dumb.
Like, be a Sigmer.
That's actually what brought this up. You use the Sigmer.
Oh
term.
yeah, no, yeah, that's how it started. Yeah, like just of all the things they could have done, just like, oh, dude, come on, guys, join us and be a Sigmer. It's like, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind being part of that group, but I don't want to be called a Sigmer. You know, that was my biggest beef. Like, you could have thought of pretty much any other noun. You know, the elephants. I would have been more on board with that. Any animal is better than Sigmer.
Elephants?
Dude, elephants are badass creatures, dude. Come on, they're huge.
Cool.
Dude, elephants are really cool. You don't think elephants are cool?
I think they're cool. I wouldn't name my team or have it as a logo. Or
I mean, I could see a pretty sick.
What would you call your team?
Logo with an elephant.
What would you call your team?
What would I call my team? Just if I was starting a team.
The elephants?
No, I wouldn't choose an animal.
You said elephants.
No, I was just giving an example of something that would be better. Like elephant, the elephant is low on the tiers, but it's still above Sigmers. That's my point. It's like
so. What about Sigma?
Sigma's an okay name for a team. I'm talking about your group of followers. The Sigmers.
Elephants above Sigmers. Sigmers just sounds really foolish to me. Like whenever I say it.
Yeah, Sigmer.
Maybe it could be like the purple elephants.
The purple elephants, dude. The purple parrots. You know. Legends of the Hidden Temple. That shit.
Picard.
Fucking Captain Picard.
That's what you said.
Yeah, that was just the weirdest thing I could think of.
That's not that weird.
The cusp. A purple elephant penetrating Captain Picard. That's pretty fucking weird.
I legit still can't imagine it. So that's my problem.
I can't stop imagining it, and that's my problem.
That's intense, dude.
Oh, Jesus. So, all right, Conrad. 2 hours, solid podcast.
Wow,
I'm digging it.
2 hours.
I know. Can you believe we just bullshit around for 2 hours?
That's how. I mean, maybe
that's what podcasting's all about, dude. Welcome to the life.
Maybe I'm the best podcast host there is. You know.
You're pretty good, man. You're good with the off the cuff. You're opinionated.
I've got my opinions.
You're pretty balanced. You know, it's good.
I try to be.
You've got that good level of opinionated. You know, some people are really opinionated, but they're not open-minded to the other side.
The thing is, I always try to look at both sides of that coin. You know, like it's
Samesies.
not fair to just look at it from my own perspective necessarily. You know.
Oh, look at all these suggestions that people have here. The
Sigmites,
the Sigmites, the Sigmen,
the Sigs,
the Suckmites, the Sigs, the E-Sigs,
Sigmotes. Dogma was good. I did like that name actually better than
Dogma. Were they named Dogma?
Well, when Dog and Sigma players were playing on.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Super strong dinosaurs. Hell yeah. Elephant Mers. Yeah.
All right, guys, you got to follow Conrad on Twitter at
Don't
Quantum
follow
Pope.
me.
He's tweeting up a storm. What is Quantum Pope? Where did that shit
That's the
come
name
from?
I came up with in high school.
You're just like, popes are cool,
Oh,
quantum's an epic
so
word.
actually, I'll give you how the origin of Pope.
All right.
So Pope was the origin. There was actually, I used to play Halo PC, specifically this version called Halo Custom Edition. I was really into, if you know Gearbox Software, they made Borderlands, the new Duke Nukem game. I was in that scene even before all this sort of happened. They did the port from Halo to Halo PC, and they also did a lot of famous Half-Life mods as well, and I was there, and I was a part of that scene quite a bit. And so I played a lot of Halo PC. I was actually like the one game I was sort of semi-competitive in. Terrible game to be competitive in.
I actually, dude, that was part of my entry into like competitive gaming. I played some Halo PC. I had a little clan going on, a couple of clan wars happening.
Nice.
We were ass bags, but it was still fun.
I actually won things. So
didn't win shit.
Long story short, there was a server I used to always play on called Hive, and one of the admins was Bishop. I was like, I just might as well be better than that guy. So I decided to go with Pope. So I was Pope for a long time.
That's a pretty cool name, just Pope.
But a lot of people ended up using it. So. Long story short, I used Pope, and then it became, when I made my Steam account, it was _Pope, and then I was like, one day I saw a lot of Popes everywhere. I was like, well, fuck this. So I ended up doing Quantum Pope, just kind of like, I don't know, it's a good pre-phrase, you know. So I just did that, and then Quantum Pope's kind of been my name ever since.
It's nice. I like names where if you just say it, people know how to spell it.
Yeah.
You know, like Basecamp is a good example.
No, but here's the problem with Quantum Pope is it's too many syllables. The perfect amount of syllables in any gamer tag, if you ever want to change your gamer tag, folks, it's 2 syllables.
2 syllables? That's perfect.
See, well, 2 or 3.
2 or 3, okay.
Quantum Pope just sounds like too much.
Pope. That's only 3, dude.
Yeah, so I think 2 is probably the primo. It's something, I don't know, it's something simple. That's just me personally. I don't know. Like Sigma.
Yeah.
Doom, done.
Sigma.
You know.
Yeah.
Merlini. Maybe 3 is okay. See, Quantum Pope is just too much to say. You know,
yeah, it is a lot of characters.
Zyori, it's good because it's one.
It's good, but people don't know how to spell it though. That's the problem.
How do you spell Zyori?
I see people transpose the I and the Y a lot, which is kind of weird.
I gotcha.
Which is understandable.
Loda.
I mean,
yeah,
it's just
see, there's like a solid.
Yeah, Loda is a really good
solid short names, but it's like stands for something that's fucking super long.
Actually, what is it?
Lords of Doggoth, Animor, or something.
Oh, really?
It's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. EGM.
Maybe I am overthinking it. I guess I don't know. I think I'm happy with my name. I think it's cool. People commented it a lot more than anybody else. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah. People are talking. It's what's important sometimes.
But yeah, no, I want to say thank you very much, Andrew, for having me on.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
This was a blast. I'm glad you're here to keep me company.
Yeah, something to do.
Something to do.
Well, no, I was going to play Transistor, which is a new game that just came out. I was really excited to play. But I think I'd rather do a podcast like talking to people.
Yeah, dude.
I don't necessarily do at all times, just through work. And then, I'm an only child, and my roommates, they're a couple, so I don't usually hang out with them. Yeah. So it's always good to talk to people and really enjoy myself.
I love talking to people that are often behind the camera because they tend to be very, in the know. They tend to be very opinionated, and you don't get to see them a lot. So when you put them on camera, give them a mic, they're always just like,
I don't go
no, you're not
nuts.
You didn't go nuts, but you had a lot to say. It's good. It's a good amount to say. They're always, people like myself or Aaron, we're on camera all the time. So we have opinions, but we're so used to talking all the time. You kind of, it's easy just to let someone else follow.
That's why I'm a bad caster, but I'm probably a much better host. Is I know what to talk about, and I can say a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But me casting would be like,
hey, you got to cast
something. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
You and the Kip.
Yeah, it was good though. I enjoyed casting with him. He's a really good caster, actually.
Yeah, dude.
I'm really glad I got to learn a lot more about him because I've usually seen him as more a side caster, but he's really gotten shows play by play and really how good he is. Because he's actually a really good player. He plays for Team S. Shout out to Base Kip.
Yeah, dude. Base Kip's a badass. So, all right, guys, that wraps up episode number 42 of the Zyori Podcast. I may try and sneak in another one when are y'all leaving? When is the last day of
I leave Monday, but most people leave Tuesday.
Okay, so maybe we'll try and sneak in another one. A rare opportunity to have everybody within an arm's reach. So we'll see. As always, find the podcast on iTunes, the Zyori Podcast. It'll pop up if you go to Zyori.tv and click on any of the podcasts. On the side panel there, you'll have a little button. Open up in iTunes, and of course the social media, ZyoriTV. You guys know where it's at. Thanks for watching, and